let's give the YouTubes a minute here, okay? Let's just take a sec. We'll take a sec until I can see you guys. You may be able to see me. Just waiting. Okay, I think we're almost there. I think. There we are. Okay, hi friends. Happy Saturday. Oh my goodness, happy Saturday before Christmas. That's kind of crazy, right? Time just flies. And because Monday's Christmas, it means we're almost to the new year, which that is the one that totally floors me, right? We're almost at 2024. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? So welcome, happy Saturday. If we have not met before and you're just stumbling upon us here, welcome. My name is Layle and I have a business called Layle by Mail. On Saturdays when I'm not traveling, we're here on my YouTube channel and we do what I like to call creative listings. So a couple days before, usually on a Thursday, I will publish 3 listing topics and we get together here on Saturday mornings and I list. So I take those listing topics, I take lots of different products and I list. A lot of times I'll call them mini time capsules because a lot of the times we're listing about things that very specific to a point in time in your life that you would later look back on and go, oh my goodness, look at what I was currently doing or what I was, some of my favorite things at the time, or maybe my to-do list for Christmas, which is one of the lists we're doing today. Anyhow, so I have a website, laylebymail.com. I travel all over and teach lots of different kinds of crafting classes, scrapbooks, mini books, traveler's notebook classes and things like that. But on that website, I have loads of products. So different project kits and then now even some of my own products. So little snippet about what we do here on Saturdays. So if you are brand new, welcome to you. Always love it when we have new people joining. And if you're not brand new and you've been with me for any length of time, welcome to you as well. You know I always love having you here. When we are live, there is a live chat that takes place. So I talk at you, but you guys can chat back and you guys can also chat amongst yourselves. So I want to take a quick second and dive into the chat and then we'll get going. Let's see who we have here. Hi, Belinda and Jane, Laura. Hi, Joy Ellen. Nice to see you. And Beach Gal. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Joshua. I hope Joshua's there with you. Hi. Lou. Merry Christmas, Belinda and others. Tracy. Marilee. Merry Christmas Eve. So, Marilee, a family years ago that, their son played football with Jack. They introduced us to the concept of Christmas Adam. Christmas Adam would be today. That would be Christmas Eve. I guess Adam comes before Eve, whatever. But yes, they always called today, the 23rd, is Christmas Adam. So yes, happy Christmas Adam or happy Christmas Eve. Wanda, hello, said Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year. Oh, there, Belinda said, or Christmas Adam as we call it. Yes. Hi, Kathy, happy holidays. Diane, rainy Toronto. Hi, Shannon, nice to see you. And nice to see you, Shannon. Mindy, hi, Mindy, Scraft NH. Let me see. Grendelia Norma Belandrin. So Grendelia, if I pronounce that correctly, I don't think we've seen you before, or I don't remember. I don't remember your name. Usually names like that, they're a little bit different. I recognize because mine's a little bit different. Hi, Kelly from foggy, warm, and rainy Minnetonka, Minnesota. Perfect today to list with you. Yes, very excited about listing today. Hi, Shirley. So nice to see you, Big Cheryl. Jane said, good morning. A nice break from the Christmas chaos. I know, right? A little bit chaotic for some people this time of year, right? Terry, good morning, Terry and Laura and Kathy. Oh, flooded Southern California. Oh my gosh, Kathy, it's like feast or famine for you guys, it always seems. It's either drought and fires or floods. There seems to be like no in between. So I hope everything's okay. Kathy said she got her fun goodies here in Hawaii last night. She can't wait to use them. Thanks for the wonderful customer service, Layle. Thank you, Kathy. Bora Berte. I'm sure I totally butchered that one as well. Welcome. Alexis and Heidi. Mindy, I love it that you and Kim are together. That is so much fun. That is just one of my favorite things that has come out of this whole, the last 4 years. And one day I'll be saying the last 20 years of the pandemic, really. But you know what I mean. It's one of the neatest things I think came out of the pandemic is your friendship. Here. Hi, Lisa and Karen. Good morning. Yes, Karen always is so good about reminding. Thumbs up, please. If you're here, just take one quick second and do a thumbs up. That is the best way you can support me or any of the content creators that you follow. So it's such an easy thing to do. Thumbs up. Britta from Calgary. Britta, you just had a big birthday, didn't you? I'm so happy belated birthday. Hi, Jerry. Kristen. Yes, Joy Ellen has been with, lots of you have been with me since the start of the pandemic, right? And that's where this all started, that very first fateful weekend. That was almost 4 years ago, which is crazy to think about. That just blows my mind. Blows my mind. Wanda just picked up her Happy Meal off the front porch. I love it. And Cindy said, good morning from Missouri. All right, friends, really quickly, before we flip the camera, I have been up for, well, usually on Saturdays I've been up for hours. But it's usually just kind of getting ready for what we do. But this morning, I've been up for hours. I got ready yesterday, so I had to have everything ready last night before I went to bed, because this morning, we did one of my most favorite traditions. There are a group of women in our neighborhood. It's very good. It's good. A group of women in our neighborhood. One of the things that we've done, I think this is the 4th year, so our neighborhood is still very new. We've been here 5.5 years, but we were one of the very first 4 houses. So the whole neighborhood just literally within the last couple of months is now complete. And I've made some very dear friends in our neighborhood. But there are a group of women that every year in December, we pick a day. And that day was today, this morning, and we go to breakfast. And one of my friends has she was introduced to it a number of years ago. She's a realtor, but from another realtor. And she calls it a blessed breakfast. And so what we do, we go to breakfast somewhere, and we each also bring $100 bill. And when we're done eating, we give, you guys know me, I don't do this. We give our server this envelope with each person that's there, multiple $100 bills depending on how many people are there. So we did that this morning, and it's always it's just a feel good, right? It's kind of, this doesn't sound right, but to me it seems selfish because I get so much joy out of it. It just, it was a young man. It's interesting. We've always had female servers when we've done this, and we don't necessarily pick, you just go. And it was this young man, and his name was Jack. And so our oldest son is Jack, so there was kind of a fun little connection right there. But anyhow, people that are working super hard at a restaurant, especially the Saturday before Christmas, you always figure that may be something that would be really helpful to them. So it was nice, wonderful to get together with very good neighbors and to do something like that. So we did that this morning, and I said, well, if we do it on a Saturday, I have to do it early because I got somewhere I gotta be, like here, right? I have somewhere I have to be. So we met at 8 a.m. Mountain time. So, but then I woke up this morning, got ready, opened the blinds, and it snowed. Now, it was not supposed to snow, and I really don't love driving in the snow. So we had a couple inches on the road. I'm like, okay, I need to change my shoes because I need to have something little treads on them instead of what I had on. And so I'm driving, and I called our son Sam on speaker. I'm not on my phone, I'm on speaker. And I'm like, Sam, you better get your giddy up on because he was going to go skiing today. It's snowing. And so we're just chatting, and I'm driving along, and the roads are incredibly slippery. Now, we have not had snow for a couple weeks, so there's no snow on the ground, no ice on the ground. The roads are like as dry can be, right? But I'm driving along, and I'm like going down a hill, and I'm totally sliding, and Sam's like, Mom, you got this. It's okay. Just you're fine. Mom, you're fine. You're fine. It's all good. Do you know how to put your car in manual? I'm like, no, I'm not putting my car in manual anyhow. So it's been a good morning. It's been a fun morning so far, and it's nice to kind of look outside, and we'll have a little bit of a white Christmas maybe before it melts. So anyhow, that is how my day has gone so far. It's been a very good start of the day, and I am very excited to continue our day with some listing with you guys. So I'm in the chat. I want to just check the chat really quick. But tell me, how's your day going so far? Are you totally stressed out because you have lots of things you still have to get done before Monday? Or are you kind of relaxed now? You're kind of really getting into the holiday groove and feeling like you've got everything done, and now you're just going to take some time to relax. So tell me. Let me see. I should have brought a Kleenex in here. If Nick's on, I should tell him to bring a Kleenex. Hi, Colleen. You're off to a neighbor Christmas party. I love that, but I love that you said hello. I have to grab a Kleenex, you guys. Sorry. My nose is running after that. So, bear with me one sec. Okay, all better. All better. Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, hold on. I'm getting there. Just looking. Karen said, I've only been up for a few minutes. I must be a slacker. No, it's Saturday. You should be able to do anything you want. But Saturdays are usually early for me because I'm just, getting ready. So it's all good. It is all good. Terry, we really don't have a time limit, but the list that I don't know. We'll see. The list that I picked today should be a little bit shorter, just because I've got some things that I still have to get done, and my to-do list will tell me what I need to get done, the one that we're going to do. Scrapped and H said, I meet with my girlfriends once a month for lunch, and I want us to start doing this. Yeah, it's just a fun thing. It's a fun little tradition that we've done, and it's a fun thing. Really should probably do it other times of year for us besides the holidays, but it's a fun thing to do. It's a fun thing to do over the holidays for sure. Nancy said, love that tipping tradition, Layle. What a cool thing to do and would be super appreciated. Yes. Kathy, I love that so much. So usually, like I said, we've done this every year for I think the last 4 years, and I usually talk about it here because a lot of times it's on a Saturday. Kathy said, after your share last year, so when I talked about it last year, our group of BFFs did that too. It is such a blessing on both sides. You know what? And that's the case. It's very much a blessing on both sides. It's a win-win for everyone involved. So I love that. And I love that you guys did that, Kathy. That's so fun. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, look at Terry said, I took your lead on this, and Bob and I did this for our favorite server at our favorite little restaurant in downtown Littleton. It was a great feeling. You know what, I'm going to share because it's one of my friends, neighbors that really has kind of spearheaded this. So I will for sure share that with her because she would just be tickled. I know she would be tickled to know that it's kind of, trickling its way out there just for me talking about it. What was a really cool thing that happened today, right after we were seated, she went to the restroom, came back, and she said, you guys aren't going to believe this. There's a gentleman sitting over there kind of in the corner, and I know him. He's a realtor. And she said, he is the one years ago who kind of got me started on this blessing breakfast thing. So that was just kind of a cool thing that he's the one that had kind of introduced that to her. And then here we are. And then he's there too. So that was kind of cool. Kind of cool. Let's see. Oh, just a girl on her paper, Lindsay H. You're going to a hockey game tonight that's a Peanuts theme. Peanuts is in like... Mr. Peanut Planter Peanut, or Peanuts as in Snoopy Peanuts. But I'm sure either way that will be fun. That will be snow in Norway. Okay, I'm sure I am saying your name incorrectly again, but you're snowing in Norway. I love that. You guys should have snow, right? It just seems like you should always have snow. Probably like 24/7, 365. Hello, honey. Nick said good morning. Nick's a little late in joining us there, Nick. What have you been doing? Wanda's getting rain for Christmas. All right. Kathy is miserable. She's getting a cold. I'm so sorry, Kathy. It's never a good time to get a cold, but this time of year just seems wrong, doesn't it? It just seems wrong. So I hope you feel better for sure. Mitzi, you're not here, but your daughter from Cottonwood Heights, where I live, is where you are. I love that. That's so fun. Oh yeah, Nick said, Sam and I actually made the list last night. One day it should be a family affair. It really should. It would be so much fun. All right. I am going to Snoopy. I love it. Snoopy theme. That's so fun. All right. I'm going to flip the camera. We could just, you know what? You guys know, I could just sit here and chat with you guys all day. I mean, that would be so much fun. But some of you would be like, yeah, no, I'm out. And we've got stuff to do, right? I've got a to-do list to get my to-do list done. So let's go ahead and I'm going to rotate the camera. And thank you, Colleen. Whoopsie, goodness. Let me just try to hold that straight. There we go. I don't know. One of these days I may figure something else out, but this is just so easy. It's easy, it's clunky, but it's good. It works. Alrighty, so let's go ahead. Let me turn off the overhead lights though, because I think that's gonna give us some weird shadows and things. All right. What are those little things? There's all kinds of things around here. Too many projects going on. Too many projects, so many projects at any given time, right? Somebody in the middle of like designing three different classes right now, trying to wrap one up, trying to start one, trying to do this, trying to do my December daily. It's all good though, right? It is all good. Deborah said, after a super crazy week with my 3 young grandkids here for the whole week, I'm looking forward to spending some creative time with you. Oh, me too, Deborah. Me too. It kind of gives us I always love our time together because it gives me an opportunity to just not sit down because I stand, but just kind of take away all the craziness that's going on and just play and be creative and then be social because I love that so much too. Terry says I have so much to do, right? This time of year, sometimes lots of things. So, Nancy said, sounds like you need some me time, right? You know what I need to do? I have my big like fuzzy slippers on because it was very cold outside and snowy. And I think when I have them on, I was tending to like do weird things with my feet and like rock them and things. And I think I was making too much noise. So I took them off. Alrighty, so let's start out by taking a look. Well, let's talk about our winners from last week first. Let's talk about our winners from last week, and then we'll take a look at our lists from last week. Hang tight. We moved it over a little bit. All right, I'm like way off center, but that's okay. We'll get it figured out. All right, winners from last week. So last week when we were together, we did 3 giveaways, and the way that you participate in the giveaways, normally the way you participate in the giveaways is, the giveaways are what I like to call after party giveaways. So they happen after the live. And that's so that anyone who wants to watch can participate. You don't have to watch live to participate. So I ask you to leave a comment on the video when it is over. And then right before we're together again, so this morning, right before we started, I drew 3 random lucky winners from those comments on that video. So those 3 random lucky winners, I did, let me see, 3 new stamp sets. I did that one. I did this one. Do I have the other one out? Oh, yes. All right. So the first winner was Carolyn. Carolyn, are you here? Yo Mama Dog 365. Carolyn was the first winner, and she won the Holiday Word Strip stamp set. Okay, this is just mine. So it's, well used. But Carolyn, Yo Mama Dog 365, won the Holiday Word Strip stamp set. So congratulations, Carolyn. And then D Miller 2055 won the Mini Icons Holiday stamp set. That would be these guys. Again, that's my sample. So all of these people will win brand new stamps, not my little used ones. But that is the Mini Icons Holiday stamp set for D Miller 2055. Congratulations, D Miller 2055. And the third one, the Mini Icons Winter stamp set. Mini Icons Winter stamp set. And those go to Mimi Rude 9368. Mimi. So, Yo Mama Dog, I know is Carolyn, D Miller, and Mimi. You are the 3 winners from last week's giveaways. So congratulations, ladies. Now, guess what? Guess what? I decided, since today is the Saturday before Christmas, we're going to do some live giveaways today, okay? So I'll do 3 giveaways for this listing session. 2 of them will be live, and one of them will be an after party, right? Just so you guys are here hanging out, so we might as well have a little bit more fun by doing a couple live giveaways while we're together. So the way that the live giveaways work entirely in the chat, okay? Live giveaway is in the chat. And what I'll do 2 different times while we're working today, I will say, hey friends, in the next few minutes, I'm going to do a live giveaway. And the way I do a live giveaway is, as soon as I say okay, then I take my little finger and I scroll up in the live chat, and wherever my finger stops, that's the person that wins. So just know, just kind of keep an eye on that, or keep an ear on that, maybe I should say. Keep an ear on that. And guess what? These 3 giveaways, so the 2 live and the 1 after party, will be $25 gift certificates or $25 coupon code to buy whatever you want on my website. That means you get your own special customized Christmas present or holiday present, because you get to decide what your prize is. All right, so that's the plan, friends. That is the plan. Hi, Michelle. Nice to see you. Michelle said she has not, it's her first live in a while, so fun to have you here. All right, friends, so let's get going. Our 3 lists that we did last week. Lindsay, I love it. That's the only way I get gifts. Pick them myself. Yeah, I totally get that, right? I think a lot of us get that, Lindsay, right? And guess what? We know ourselves the best, so there you go. There you go. That makes sense, right? All right, so last week we did 3 different lists. Our first list we did was a currently list. Oh, this is how you know I am at the very end of my insert. So eventually the covers, for mine at least, will come off, because you get so much added once you're done with, or once you work your way through the insert, that generally those little staples pop. But I always recover mine anyway. So we'll just move that little guy off to the side. Our first list was a currently list, currently. So this is one of those time capsule lists that I was referring to. Usually we like to do these types of lists every couple of months because it's just a fun way to document a very specific here and now, right? Like, what are you eating? What are you hoping? What are you enjoying, celebrating, playing, reading, whatever it may be. We used my currently stamp set. So that currently stamp set has lots of little prompts that you can do for your currently. But I think this is a great type of list to look back on, right? And this would not only be fun for you to do for you, but this would also be a fun list to do about other people in your life. It could be a partner, a spouse, it could be a friend, it could be a pet, right? It could kind of be fun to do this about your pet, right? They're currently, well, they're probably not reading unless you read to your pet, but the playing and the things like that, feeling, going to the park, it could be something fun with the pet, but a grandchild or a child or even a great-grandchild, I think that would be really fun, because so many of these types of things change so much, especially when people are younger, right? Like little kids. So much of this can change literally from week to week or month to month, especially if they're like really, really young. So we had lots of fun with that list, and we used the Boho Christmas collection for that, and then a little die cut there from Comfort and Joy from Pretty Little Studio. Terry, I love it. Terry said, can I just ask, who else is just loving all the Christmas chaos scattered all over Layle's desk? Makes me wish I could just be playing with paper and stickers instead of housework. Well, Terry, maybe you should just take a break and play with some paper and stickers and then housework. And then housework, right? I know it's hard. We got to balance work with play. We totally have to balance work with play. But I think, Terry, what you're going to see, I think there's some other people in here that are saying housework, schmousework, right? You don't need to do that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. No one will care. All right. So that was our first list last week, was currently. Then we did in the news. So in the news is a list. This is another very much a time capsule list, right? So in the news is a list that we do every month. And I usually do it the following month. So in December, we did an in the news list for the month of November. And in this one, we used my brand new In the News 2 stamp set. So played around with that stamp set and then a different colored ink. And then we talked about ways that you could pull more color in if you did not have different colors of ink. So in this one, I did stamp in yellow, but these guys I stamped in black, then just took a colored pencil. So just took a colored pencil and just drew right over portions of that stamp. So you don't have to have colored ink. You could use black, just one color of ink, and then kind of work in with colored pencils or markers or something like that. Now, before we started this morning, there was one other thing that I did. I left the list last week. Let me just grab, oh, this would work to cover that right up. Look, I left the list last week. That's how it was until this morning. And I felt like it was just a little bit, there was kind of a little bit too much white space above there. So this morning I grabbed out the 2022 About Last Month stamp set, and I just stamped November right above there. So I used the same yellow that I had used there, and it just kind of helped to fill in that little area. Okay, so that was the in the news, that was in the news. That was the second list that we did last week. The third list that we did last week. So this one I did not finish up last week when we were together, but I also finished it up this morning. See, I got all kinds of stuff done this morning. This one was a favorite ornaments list. Now, you might look at this and go, list? This doesn't look like a list to me. I mean, you may be thinking normally of like, this might be a list, or maybe like this might be a list. I think what a lot of us normally think of as a list might be something that had, I don't even know if I have one like that in here. Let's see. It might be something like, I don't do these types of lists too often because I am not really even finding one. So a typical list you might think about would be a list that had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Kind of a basic list, or bullets, 1 and then your list, 2 and then your list. This is still a list. It's just a little bit of a different version of a list. So on this list, I have listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my favorite ornaments. I think this is a really fun way to tell a story about different things that may only come out during the holidays, right? Like ornaments. And you may have a ton of ornaments on your tree, or maybe you don't put up a tree anymore, but maybe you have a box full of ornaments and you haven't really ever documented those ornaments or why they may be your favorite or what it is about them. So I think this is a fun way to do a little bit of documenting or listing about some of your holiday decorations, maybe that only make it out once a year. So in this list, I have listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my favorite different ornaments. I used the in the box stamp set to kind of create those little snippets for each of those ornaments. I printed little teeny tiny photos, and added those to each of the boxes, and then stamped a little ornament mini icon, and that little ornament mini icon came from, I shouldn't say came because it's still around. It comes from, now what did I do with it? Because, oh, here it is. It comes from the Mini Icons holiday stamp set. So there's that little ornament, and that little ornament worked really well because this was a list about ornaments. And then just did a little bit of journaling. Okay, a little bit of journaling, and then actually added a tree to each of those little blocks. So really easy. That's not, none of what we do is hard. None of what we do is difficult. In some cases, it just might take a little bit more time than something else because we're adding photos and taking the time to stamp something and then fussy, cut it out and things like that. So that is a great way, I think, to just kind of document some of your favorites. And there we go. So that was our third list. And that one I had all finished last week with the exception of, I just needed to add the little writing. And so I added the writing this morning, and then that was it. All righty, so we are ready. Let me just scroll up a little bit. We're not doing a giveaway yet. I'm just scrolling up. So hang on, I gotta be careful with that. Jane, I love that. Jane said, I need to do the currently with my little granddaughter. She's almost 2. So, I mean, you really could Jane, you could have a whole little traveler's notebook insert, or it could be a composition notebook, or it could just be, on slips of paper. To do something like that about your granddaughter, it would be fun, even like a 6-month thing with her, because they change so much. But how cool, what a gift. Oh, Jane, what a gift you could give her one day, right? If you had just even a list, doesn't have to be fancy, doesn't have to have any product on it, but if it was just a list, let's say her name is Sue. Here you are. Here's Sue at 2, and here's Sue at 2.5, and here's Sue at 3, and all the little currentlies. That would be, I would love it if I had something like that from like all of my growing up years. If my mom had made a list of things that were, I was doing and feeling and seeing and eating and things like that, it would just be really neat. I think it'd be really cool. So do it, Jane. Do it, do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Lindsay said, I love that Layle scraps and chaos. That's the only way to do it. No need to clean up your mess. Yeah, it is always a little chaotic in here, right? Shay said, I'm a bad influence. I think she means a bad influence, though, in the best way. In the best way. All right, let's see. Sandy is finishing up family recipe cookbooks for Christmas presents. You had everyone share their favorite recipe, made copies because they were in their handwriting, and used snap flip books. The handwriting is the key, right? Because that is what makes that recipe so much like that person. I love that, in their own handwriting. And Lindsay said, what a treasure. Absolutely, that's the perfect word for it, a treasure, 100%. Ms. L said she wants to start doing currently with her 7-year-old grandson. Do it, do it, do it. Absolutely. Louisa said the colored pencil. Yeah, colored pencil adds a ton, right? And that's so easy to do. So easy to do. Hi, Mel. Mel, it's her first live and she's watching from the UK. Nice to see you, Mel. And Mel, drill down a little bit more for me. Where in the UK are you? I'm just curious. And look at everyone's welcoming Mel. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And she's addicted already. I will gladly feed your addiction, Mel. We have so much fun here. So I love it that you're here hanging out with us. All right. Hi, Kathy. Kathy L is here as well. Eve said she's so excited to finally catch part of a live. She's wrapping presents while watching. I love that. I love it, love it, love it. Let's see. Terry said, ladies, I cannot recommend enough doing the This Is Me list with your family this holiday. I did it with my family this summer and we loved it. That is a great idea, Terry. If you want to in the chat, just maybe a little bit more, Terry, about what you did, because I think people would love to hear that. All right, so let's get going. We have 3 lists that we will be doing today. The first list that we're going to do is, I'm going to do a menu list, okay? There's a little bit of a funny story behind this. Well, this part's not the funny part, but for the last, I don't know, Nick and I were trying to figure it out. We think it's maybe the last 17 or 18 years. We have hosted a very large family get-together at our home on Christmas night. And that is a sit-down, china, cloth napkins dinner. We do prime rib and turkey and kind of all of the things. Some people bring things, but Nick, because Nick does all the cooking in our house, by far does the majority of all of the food. And every year we're sitting down, we're like, okay, now what are we making again? And then we make the grocery list. And when I say we make the grocery list together, even though he does all the cooking. But, and then, I hang out with him in the kitchen while he cooks and stuff. And anyhow, so it's we, but it's definitely him. So we're always making the list over again. And okay, what are we doing here? What are we doing there? And so I thought this year, I am going to make a list again of the things that we make, that we will be making, that we make for that Christmas dinner. So basically it's just a menu list, right? We can turn anything into a list, and that's what we're going to do. This is going to be a menu list. So for this list, I am going to be using the Holiday Life collection from Simple Stories, and that is what you see primarily here. There are a couple of other pieces that are not from that collection that I'll be using on another list. But primarily everything that you see here is from the Holiday Life. So everything that I'm using you will find linked in the description box of the video. There is a link that says what I'm using. It'll take you to the website where you can see and purchase, if you're interested, any of the things that I am using. So What happens when I get to the very end of an insert? So basically I am the last spread here, right? This is it. That's the very back page. It becomes a little bit difficult to work directly on these pages. So what I am going to do for this list, it's going to be a 2-page list. I am going to work off the page. So I'm going to set this off to the side briefly while we work on our list. I will create my lists here, and then I will adhere them back into the insert when I'm done. So this is a 2-page list. I loved this paper. I loved this. Oh, what fun. So it is a large dinner, but it's not large enough to have a full 2 pages of a menu. So I thought, well, this would be kind of fun if I used this as one of the pages, and then my list will be on the other page. So that's the plan with that guy. There is another paper. So this is coming from the paper pad, the 6x8 paper pad from the Holiday Life collection from Simple Stories. So I had pulled both of these papers out because I thought, well, that could be kind of fun, right? That could be kind of fun if I wanted to use both of these papers, or maybe I want to use I don't know, maybe I want to use a coordinating paper. I'm not sure. So I pulled out also some other coordinating papers, right? If I wanted to pull in a little bit more color, or I could do something like that one, or I could do something like that one. I mean, the beauty is it's so easy because they're all coming from the same paper pad. So that is fairly easy. I'm not quite sure yet, but I might mix things up a little bit. Normally, when I do a 2-page list, I do the list on the left-hand side. And then if there's any kind of decorative element, it's usually on the right-hand side. So for example, this guy, list on the left, decorative opposite part of the page on the right. I think I have my, let's see if that fixed it. I think I had my volume on my iPad in front of me, so I was getting an odd echo. All right, so I think though this time, I think I'm gonna switch it up a little bit, and I am going to have this be on the left-hand side. So let's go ahead and grab our paper trimmer. I need to trim this down to 4 3/4 inches. The reason I trim this to 4 3/4, this is a 6x8 piece of paper. My inserts, and hopefully I have, oh, I do. All right, my inserts are standard wide. So standard wide is 5 inches wide by 8 1/4 tall. So I already know, since this is 8 and this would be 8 1/4, I have a nice little kind of border around the page, right? So if I have a nice little border around the height, I'd probably like to have that same border around the width. So if I have an extra half, top to bottom, I want to have an extra half left to right. That's why I go to 4 3/4. If this is, wait, 4 3/4, 8.25. Yeah, not a half, a quarter. Anyhow, so I'm going to trim this so that it is 4 3/4 wide, which means I need to take a 1/2 inch plus 2. Let me get this off of here so I can see where the 2 is. 1/2 inch plus 2, and we don't need to do math, okay? We don't need to do math, so I just say 1/2 inch plus 2. 1/2 inch plus 2. That would be there. And then if I go to a 1/2 inch plus 2, that gets me my 4 3/4. And now I have that nice and centered. So a pattern like this with a sentiment in the middle is perfect because I still have that nice decorative, paper around it, but then that little sentiment's still there. I was able to still kind of preserve that. But I take a little bit off of both the left and the right edges because I wanted that to be centered. All right, so this is going to end up going on the left side of my spread. So I will round the left corners, the top and bottom left corners. I even have like a little Christmas candle burning in here right now. Wanda, this is the Holiday Life. The Holiday Life from Simple Stories, and you will see that linked under the what I'm using. All right, so that will be the left side of my spread. For the right, let's just see. I had pulled this little guy out. I loved this little guy so much, but it certainly can't go there. And I'm worried a little bit about putting that there. Unless I put like menu down here, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use this little guy. As cute as it is, I'm not sure it's going to be able to work. I just don't have enough height there. So if we used this side, I think I will. I think that'll just make it easy, right? We'll use this side. And this one, I can also trim to 4 3/4, but I don't need to worry about, you know, a little bit off the left, a little bit off the right, because that's centered. All right, let's round these corners on the right, because this will be the right side of my spread, like that. All right, so now we're ready to start our list, because I wouldn't list on that. That would be really hard to see. So I've just grabbed some white cardstock. So I'm gonna go back to a second really quick. So when Terry was talking about the About Me list that she did kind of with her family this summer, she said, my list had wife, mother, crafter. My daughter's list had things like girlfriend. Now it would say fiance. My son's list had things like unemployed. Terry, hopefully that changes soon, right? Okay, so just different people in the family making a list of, I mean, it could be physical characteristics. It could be, you know, I'm 5'10". This could kind of just take it, because we did a list that was, could kind of work in kind of with that same idea. This is a list that we did back on the 13th, My Life in Numbers. So you could totally do something like this for an All About Me. Age, height, weight, nope. Years married, if they're married, number of jobs they've had, different places they've lived, pets, things like that. So I think that's really fun, Terry, that you did that with your family. I love that. Terry said it was honestly very insightful and deep. Yes, Terry, you're correct. We did a This Is Me list. I can't pull it out because we did that this year. And all of my inserts from this year are currently in Arizona being photographed. So for the next idea book for next year. But yes, we did a fun This Is Me list. It was, I want to say we probably did it this summer when I turned the age that I currently am, which you just showed you, it's 55. All right, so I am going to trim this down to, I think I usually do 7. I think I usually do 7. Let's see. 7. That will give me a nice kind of pattern all the way around. So now we'll just eyeball it, and then I'll tell you what it is. I never remember what this one is. Maybe 4 1/4? I could do the math again, but that's no fun. Oh, no, more like 3 3/4. 7 by 3 3/4. So that will be now the basis for my list. All right, so a couple things I need to think about. Number 1, I need to think about a title. So I am just going to title this Menu, and then I might write Christmas above it. Or I might have I pulled these out at the last minute. These are word strips from the Comfort and Joy collection. These are called the Holidays. So December Menu could work. What else could work? Make a list, menu could work. Shopping trip, now this could also be fun. So maybe you have a ton of shopping to do for the menu, or you have a ton of shopping to for the holidays. This shopping to do for the holidays. This could turn into a shopping list. It doesn't necessarily have to be a menu list. Like you could make this, be whatever kind of list that you wanted. Christmas, oh look it. Now this could totally work. Let's see, look at this one. There is a little word strip here that says Christmas at our house. So it could say Christmas at our house, and then I could write menu below it. Maybe that would work. Not right. I'm going to stamp. So I totally, the last minute this morning, changed what I was going to do for my title. I was looking at these letters, and they're kind of a little bit taller. So I thought I didn't necessarily want the Oh What Fun to completely take over really the list. This should just be like a little, decoration. I want to make sure that we're focusing on the list. So I thought I'm like, I need some taller, kind of larger stamps, alpha stamps. And I always forget about using these because these are meant for an entirely different thing. This stamp set is meant for an entirely different thing. This is the out the window stamp set. Okay, so some of you have seen my out the windows. Let me just grab one real quick. If it is handy, it might not be handy because, where is it? Okay, well, oh, there it is. I put it in a different Traveler's Notebook cover than I'm used to once I got my new ones. All right, so out the window. This is what the stamps are meant for, the out the window stamp set. It is meant for documenting your photos that you take out the airplane window, right? So that is the stamp set, but I always forget that, oh my goodness, not only does this have all these little icons to help do that and the grid, but it has a full alphabet set of full numbers and all the months, right? And years through 2025. So I always forget that this is a really just good stamp set to use for lots of things besides the out the window. Now, while we're talking about out the window really quick, it started out as out the airplane window, but then when I did the stamp set, evolved into out the RV window because there's a little RV icon, and even a out the car window because there's a little car icon. But we're going to use it primarily for those really tall, fun, skinny letters. That is the plan. So if I grab, I need a stamping block, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. Let's see. Will they fit on there? Oh yes, they'll fit on there. I am not going to stamp all of these letters together on one stamping block. I definitely prefer the look of getting the stamps, letters as close together as I can. And if I were to put them all on one block, and there's nothing wrong. I mean, you could certainly do this. If I put them all on one stamping block, I can only get them so close together because there's a little like rubber. It's not rubber, but the little, material in between that's kind of a buffer around each of the stamps. It's just a little bit too close for me. I mean, it prevents the stamps from getting as close as I want them. There we go. How about that? That's what I'm trying to say. All right. So I am going to, I don't know. I was thinking that I might do red for menu because I have Oh What Fun over here. And I'll bring in some other kind of Christmas colors. But I thought that could be kind of fun. So let's look and see if we can find that red or something that's very close. So I've just pulled out, we've got maybe 2 or 3 inches. A lot came down pretty quickly. I've pulled out my swatches for all of my Distress Oxide inks. I used the Swatch This Inks stamp set to swatch all of my inks, but this makes it really easy. Now I have lots of different reds, right? So this makes it really easy for me to pull out the different reds I have to see which one might work the best. That's pretty close. Fired Brick, Aged Mahogany is too dark. Lumberjack Plaid. Lumberjack Plaid is close. There's a little bit more blue in that. I don't know. I think that, what was the one that I said before? Red's a tough one. I think Fired Brick is it. Red's a tough one just because there can be there's so many different variations of red depending on how much blue is in there. Like look at Crackling Campfire, it's a beautiful color, but that has a heck of a lot of orange to it, right? It almost, when you put it next to that, it doesn't even look like a red. So I think it's going to be Fired Brick. Well, let's grab Fired Brick. Fired Brick. Oh, it's also much easier to look at your ink colors without having to get out, each of the little ink tins or whatever to try to find what you need. So at the same time, I'm going to pull out one more. I would like to pull in a little bit of green because this is going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of red, and we'll probably do something like that. So I will try to find maybe that green or something pretty similar to that. Something similar. So some of you guys I think are talking about, I wish that I had done this years ago, or I wish I had done that years ago. I wish that I had Terry and Wander talking about doing something like that, doing a like this is me list with family, or a currently, right? Never too late to start, right? It's really hard for us to go back and do some of those things, but never, never, never too late to start. So it could be today. It could be on Sunday, Sunday, Saturday. It could be really anytime. All right, ooh, so here's the thing. This green is a beautiful green in here, but when you start looking at the other greens, it's a pretty, it is a different colored green. I know I don't want to use peeled paint. Let's see what I might have. Maybe I was going too quickly. If I have something that would even kind of remotely come close to that. Maybe I have it in another section of green. What I wanted to do was to ink the edges of this paper. Might have to look, let's look this way and see if we have, I just saw something that said forest moss. No. Yeah, so now what are we gonna do, Layle? What are we going to do? Let's just keep coming through here and see if we find something that might work, because the other greens that I had, wanted to ink the edges of this just to kind of tone that white down a little bit. However, I may not have a green that would really work. Let's look. Let's keep looking. Yeah, now we're in the purples, then we'll be in the blues. You know, when you think, oh my goodness, I have probably every color I could ever need. And then you stumble upon something and you're like, oh, nope, don't have something like that. I need like that really just dark green. So, peeled paint, you know what? Peeled paint is probably going to be the closest thing that I have. So I think we'll pull out peeled paint, because then we start getting just way too green. Said no one ever. I love green. All right, I think we're gonna go to peeled paint. So let's find peeled paint in here. There we are. So I'm gonna use peeled paint and fired brick. In order to ink the edges, I need my little dauber and my little tool. Moss. So let me see. I don't know, Shay. I don't think I have. Do I have moss? I don't think I have moss. Not that I'm seeing. Yeah, I think it's going to be peeled paint. Vintage photo. So Louisa, because it's fun. It's always fun to do this. To bring in other colors and to look at things. So Teresa said, what about vintage photo? Let's look at, I think, oh, crushed olive. Did somebody ask about that? I don't remember. No, moss. All right, where's vintage photo? So vintage photo might bring in maybe a little bit more brown than I'd like. Oh yeah. I think you could totally work in a brown. It's just, I don't think I want to work in a brown. But it would definitely coordinate. 100%. 100%. All right, so let's grab peeled paint. There's that little peeled paint dauber. Get that on there like that. And I will open this guy up. Oopsie. Little circular motion there with the dauber on that Distress Oxide. And I'm just going to ink the edges. So I just want to bring a little tiny bit of color in. Just bring in a little bit of color to that white piece, because that bringing in that little bit of color, oh yeah, it works. It's a good match. It's just going to help to tone down that harsh whiteness. I've tried, Terry. I've tried pulling in sometimes like an off-white or a cream colored cardstock or like grid paper. And every time I'm like, I'm just gonna try it. Nope, I just know myself, right? We know ourselves sometimes, and we think, well, we should try something different. Yeah, no, that didn't work. So I stick with the white. The white is what I like, but this is one of my little ways that I can kind of help tone down so much whiteness, right? All right, so there we go. See how that just kind of helped to bring all of that together? And then that's what it looks like without. So isn't that crazy? It's funny how just a little bit of ink, it's almost like those of you that scrapbook and mat your photos, it's amazing sometimes what a mat will do. Just that difference right there is just, it's a big one. I think it's a big one. All right. So now let's get our little title ready here. There's my M, and I'm going to pick that up. I find more and more that it's easier to put your stamp down on your work surface and then pick it up with your stamping block, because then it's nice and straight. So one of the things I just did there, I wiped that off with a little stamp chamois. I wiped that off because I could see last time I cleaned that, I could see I used a baby wipe. I could see some little fibers in there. And I knew, well, if I stamp ink on that, those little fibers are going to affect my stamped impression. So I cleaned it and then just dried it off with a microfiber cloth, so lint-free cloth. The important thing there is drying it off. The drying off is a really important part. If you're going to use it right away, you always want to dry it off really well, especially if you're using a water reactive ink. So Distress Oxide is a pigment-based ink. It reacts with water. So if there's any kind of moisture or dampness on your stamp and then you stamp it with a Distress Oxide, it can react with water. It can be water reactive. I won't say problem with that, but a potential issue with that is if you don't want it to react with water, it can very much change the look of it can very much change the look of the ink if it's reacting with water. So you fully want to dry first. One quick thing I want to show you here. You can see I did a test stamp. I always test first before I stamp on a project. That's really important to me. That can help me make sure that the stamp is clean. It doesn't have any like lint or dust in it that would then make some blank spaces because the ink can't adhere if there's something on it. The other thing it does is it can help you to get a feel for the amount of pressure that you need to apply with that particular stamp. So if you look at the bottom of that first M, do you see how the little legs are kind of squished? They're kind of spread out a little bit at the bottom. That is because I pressed too hard. Now there's nothing wrong with that, and I know that because that's what I'm looking for. But when I stamped over here again, I applied less pressure. You can see I don't have them where they get spread out at the bottom and a little bit blurry. So it's another thing that your test stamping can do for you is to help you figure out the right amount of pressure. But also can also help you see, well, is that the right color ink that I want to use? That looks pretty darn close, right? I'm probably not going to come up with something that's closer than that. So there we go. Now, what I need to figure out is where here do I want to put this and how, because I am not lining all my stamps up on the same stamping block, I can't necessarily tell how much space I need. So I don't necessarily know where to start in the middle. But what I can do is kind of just lay these out. Let me just kind of get them laid out here so I know where to put that little M. That's probably pretty, oh, no, that's funny because I'm like, that's pretty good, but I'm not gonna stamp it right now. I need to re-ink. So let's do this. Let's put my little menu right there. I'm just going to make a little tiny mark. That's where I know. I made a little mark right there. That's how now I know where to put the little, or to start stamping. All right, let's go ahead and get this stamped up again, or inked up again. So if you missed before when I explained why I stamp stamps individually, I'm going to bring this a little bit closer to me. Oh yeah, I know the end's backwards. I just had laid it on there, but thank you. Yes, I wouldn't want to do that incorrectly, right? That would not be good. The reason that I said, there's my little M. The reason I said that I like to stamp each of the letters individually is because I can then control the spacing, how close they are together. I like my stamps to be super close together when I'm stamping. So if I stamp individually, then I can control that, right? Then I can control how close together or how far apart. Well, I can control how far apart I am when I do, you know, if I'm using one single block, but I can't necessarily control how close together I want them if I want them really close together. All right, let's test that guy. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna turn it over. I feel like I normally when I'm stamping or when I'm applying ink, I apply the ink pad to the stamp as opposed the stamp to the ink pad because I feel like I'll get more control. But with this one, I'm kind of going both ways just because it's a little smaller. Okay, M-E, M-E, we're halfway in. Oh, you know what? I wonder, this is interesting thought. Interesting thought now that I see this. Okay, I was looking, this just caught my eye. This is the sticker book for the holiday light. That's the collection I'm using here. And I saw this and I went, wait a minute. Did they do an alphabet with all those things? Because that would have been perfect. I looked at the back. They didn't. But they did do kind of a red alpha. That would be, if I was in a pinch, then I could have done something like that. Just use that alpha that was part of that sticker book. If I didn't find the right title I want, or I couldn't find the red that I wanted, a lot of cases, in fact, most cases, Simple Stories with their sticker books, they have an alpha that coordinates with the collection in that sticker book. Okay, let's see what that one looks like. It's a little, you can tell, last time I used that, I did not clean that off well at all because it still looks black. Now, it won't affect the color, but the stamp just looks black still. All right, it's gonna be okay, but I really need to clean that well because it looks like there's a whole bunch of gunk on there too. But it's not affecting that stamped impression, so that's good. Okay, I'm a little bit closer than where I prefer to be. I know it's a little bit harder for you guys to see, but I need to make sure that I have a nice kind of bird's eye view over it. Right, so I got to get a little bit closer to me. As I'm stamping, here's a couple things that I think will make your life so much easier. I always stand when I'm stamping. If you are sitting and you are trying to stamp, if you think about your arms when you're sitting, I always call these like your little T-Rex arms when you're sitting. You don't have really enough of a range of motion, in my opinion, when you are stamping. If you're sitting, you really need to be standing, and then you have that much more distance between your arms and your work surface. So you have more leverage that you're able to work with. So standing, to me, super important. Also, you want to be stamping on a solid surface. And I know that seems really obvious, but what I mean probably more with that is, like, don't stamp on a card table. To be really obvious, like, don't stamp on your bed. You need resistance, right? You need something that's really heavy and sturdy, kind of meeting as you are pressing down. So if you can stamp, maybe you have a regular like desk that you normally work with. If you maybe take your stamping into the kitchen or the bathroom or something like that, that may give you a little bit more height and leverage to work with. So standing and having a hard surface, I think are things that will really help you as you're stamping. I know, Terry, I know. I forgot it again today. I have a little desk, white, kind of opaque-ish looking desk mat that I normally put down, and I forgot to transfer it. Yep, totally forgot to do that. So I need to be careful. I need to be careful when I was stamping on my work surface with red ink. Kathy said, Layle, just noticed you have red and no pink nails for the holidays. Pretty red. Yes, Kathy. That one time a year, December. Only time of year that my nails are any other color than what you guys are used to seeing. It's, yeah, I like to do it for Christmas, but I am ready. I am ready for it to go back to my nice neutral pink. All right, so here we go. There's menu. Where'd those little word strips go? That remember? Oh yeah, here they are. I was thinking about Christmas at our house. Let me just look. That's going to be really long. Menu, Christmas at our house. Actually, it could go underneath, right? Now, I didn't quite get myself centered there, so we'll have to put something over here to help even that out. But I kind of like this Christmas at our house underneath there. That kind of works a lot. Works well. Christmas at our house. Menu. Oh, and because it's a white on white, it looks like I just typed it on there, doesn't it? You know me and my word strips. I say word strip is the answer to everything. If you have a blank space, it looks like something's missing. It looks like you need a filler. Word strip is always, always, always the answer. All right, now I had maybe it was this little guy that I was going to put down here, maybe. Maybe that's there. Maybe we want to layer a little bit. Maybe this could go there. That might be nice to put that little bit of green right there. And then, let's see. I've just pulled out, what you saw up here. Look at, there's a little house. No, I don't think I like that little house there. Too much white. Maybe we just do a little heart there. All right, so that heart's a little bit larger. I've just pulled out, these are different die cuts. There are 3 different die cut packs in this collection from Simple Stories. So I've just pulled out, I think these 2, well, I don't know, they're from the 3. Maybe we'll put one of those guys there, maybe. Little pine cone. So now we need something a little bit over here, right? Just a little tiny something over here because it just needs a little something else over here. So maybe, what if we do something like that there? Does that get too lost? That there? I think that would work. And then we kind of have our 2 little hearts. Our 2 little hearts. Oh, or, okay, I could bring in a different color. These are the matte gold heart and star stickers from Ellie's Studio. So I wanted to kind of bring in a little bit more because those 2 reds are a little bit different. If we moved that guy off of there and put one of these here, that one seems like he's a little bit too little. I think there's 3 different sizes of these hearts, like a small, medium, large. Let's look at this guy. I don't know, maybe size-wise, maybe I need a large one in there. It was still looking a little bit too small. I don't know, I think I like the red better. I think it just is it needs to be a little bit more in our face. So, there we go. Yeah, I think it just needed the red. There we go. Right there, we're just gonna do it. All right, let's get out our little glue pen. Stacy said, love the gold hearts. I know, I use those I've been using those a lot in my December daily this year. I add hearts to a lot of things because, a lot of cases they just work. They work for whatever it is you're doing, but then they're just a nice little accent. I like those because they are like a matte gold, right? They're matte, so they're not super shiny. There's a silver version too that's really pretty. What have I done with my Sharpie? Where has my little Sharpie gone? Where can he be? Where'd my Sharpie go? Okay, let's hope that I have a whole jar full of them behind me. But I'm thinking, do I? Oh my goodness. I do not. Where is it? Where are all my Sharpies? Oh, okay, here's one. Here's the roller ball. I'll use this guy. I'll use this guy. No, that's not the roller ball. That's a regular Sharpie. Wow. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. We've got to add that little black in there because that little black in there will really help to, I don't know. I add the black outline to everything, so everything always looks a little odd to me until I add it. Much better, much better. And then that also kind of, now we've got like a little bit of outline there. And I remembered, I also, where did that little guy go? I just saw him, oh, this guy was kind of fun. No, he's fun, but he doesn't really work anywhere unless he went there. But then if he goes there, then this is kind of much. Yeah, no, we'll have to use that another day on something else. Oh, let's get this guy down now. Stacy said, my kids steal my Sharpies. Yeah, I can't really blame my kids on that because one doesn't live in the state. And Sam, well, I don't know. Sam usually wouldn't be coming in here looking for anything. Usually it's just me. I'm the one. It's me. It's me. I'm the problem. You know, I don't sing though. I mean, I sing, but not, you know, I like to sing, but I should not sing. But you know, the Taylor Swift song, it's me, I'm the problem, it's me. It's me. It's usually because I'm taking them and doing something with them. This time of year can always be a little bit of a challenge because I am working in two places. I am working I'm always working in two places. I'm working upstairs in my craft room when I'm designing, and downstairs is normally where I'm working when I'm doing, you know, shipping orders and product and things like that. But this time of year, I have a whole table downstairs set up where I work on my December daily because it's too much to have that in here and then trying to be doing other things in here as well. So I probably picked it up here and then took it downstairs without realizing what I was doing. That's all right. Yeah, that'll be fine there. All right. Just add maybe that little guy right there. All right. This guy will get down, and then I need to outline both of those guys. And then we will start our list. All right, so you guys tell me as, excuse me, as I am getting ready to list about our menu for Christmas night. Do you guys cook special things? Not even special. Are there specific? How about that? Are there specific things that you have, whether it's Christmas Eve or Christmas night or Christmas morning, maybe like a breakfast? Tell me in the chat because I'm very curious if there are things. Louisa said I need to practice drawing the black lines. Mine always are too wonky. So guess what? Oh, excuse me, I had hiccups. Mine are usually pretty wonky too. It sounds like Nita's saying the same thing, that maybe hers are wonky or that someone steals her Sharpies too. A couple of quick things about the outlining. Let's just talk about that really quickly since we're here. I'll just do it on this. Some things that I think will make your outlining much easier. It seems like I tilt things, maybe. And I put your hand down, right? So rest the palm of your hand on the paper. I'm always resting and like that. And then rotate. And I find the quicker I go, the better I do. All right. If you tend to go really slow, at least for me, then it gets wonky. And then especially if I go slow, I end up with like, you know, jumps. I'll show you what I mean by this. If I go slow, you end up with kind of like skips in your pen. Not necessarily skips, but you can see, That's where I stopped or paused. That's where I paused. That's where I paused. I think one there and one there. So you get a little bit more of a distribution of ink when you pause like that. So I try to go in one continual and then rotate and go again and then rotate and go again. And literally, I think for me, the faster I go, the better it is. But it's also, it's never supposed to be straight. If I wanted it straight, I would use a ruler, right? So at least for me, that's the look I'm going for. I'm not going for a look of having it straight. All right, so menu in our house. I'm about ready to start my listing. Let's get this guy out of the way. I'll just put it on the floor for now. So it is out of the way. I will deal with that later. The menu in our house. Now I need to do little bullets. Let me see. I have an idea. I have a thought here. What if okay, those maybe, I've pulled out the puppy shapes, the Doodlebug puppy hearts. No, I think that's just gonna be too many hearts and the color's not quite right. So I'm not going to do that, but what I could do, if I want hearts still, I could come to bullets and more. I could come to bullets and more. Now, where is bullets and more 3? Because I just had a thought. There is kind of a fun new heart in bullets and more 3. But why isn't it there? Hold on. I'm just looking again. Looking again to see if I missed it. Yeah. Well, that is just bizarre. Sorry my back is to you. That's why I kind of sound muffled. Why is that not in there? I do not know. Well, that's bizarre. So I won't use it. Again, there's no child that came in here and stole my stamps. And I'm pretty sure Nick did not either. In fact, I'm 100% sure. Yeah. Who knows what I did with that? All right, I won't use that. I will use, but then you know what? That's one of those things, then it starts driving you crazy. You're like, okay, really? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, moving on. Moving on, I will use a different heart. I'll use a different heart. Or, you know what would be cute? I'm gonna use this little Christmas tree. So this is bullets and more too. This is honestly probably my personal most used stamp set. Most used stamp set. What set is in the top left corner? Lots. This guy. Those are the mini icons. Holiday mini icons. So bullets and more too. This is probably my most often used stamp set. It looks like it, right? You can tell it gets used a lot. But I think what I'll use is just a little Christmas tree. I will use the little Christmas tree. Now, here's the thing with a little Christmas tree. If I want to use a little Christmas tree, then does it need to be green? What in the heck? Friends? Like, seriously, who's punking me? Who is punking me? I swear someone's punking me because guess what? My stylus isn't there either. My new stylus isn't there. The old one is. What in the heck, Layle? All right. I am like, seriously, so perplexed. So perplexed. I don't know where they are. Oh, okay. That it? Yeah, there it is. Don't mind me. Just never mind. All right, stylus. So stylus is this is one of my projects, long stamping block, okay? This I designed for our little teeny bullet stamps because the little stamp like that, even if you had a little tiny block, even if you had, like this is a teeny tiny stamping block, but still that's way too big for, well, for me, that is way too big for a little tiny stamp like that. So if I can have a teeny tiny stamping block that is in the shape and length of something that my hand is very familiar with working with, I don't know, maybe like a pencil or pen, right? So totally familiar. Makes it super easy to stamp with my little teeny tiny stamps. So here's the thing, when it comes to a Christmas tree, I kind of feel like, oh, this just might look too weird. Let's see. I feel like it needs to be like green, right? Like a real green Christmas tree. Oh, that'll be fine. I think that'll be fine, don't you? It's a small enough little guy. It will be fine. Those will be my little bullets for the things on my list that are on our menu. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I need to I'm just making little marks. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Just so I kind of have very faint marks. I kind of just leave myself a little like reference point there. What did I get on there? A little bit of glue, I guess. I know, Reggie or Christmas elf. So Stacy, the Christmas elf would be this guy. This is like an OG elf on the shelf, right? Like original. This is a little antique guy that I picked up at an antique store years before elf on a shelf was a thing. So this is, when you can tell, like his little, like it's just, and his little hat's kind of starting to come unraveled, but he is like a little OG. So this must be the little guy. He must be the little guy that is punking me. He's stealing everything that I need, right? Oh, we're getting hungry. Ooh, what are we talking about? Cooking something in the Instant Pot. Oh, wait. Christmas dinner is German pork and beef roast with a special gravy, red cabbage, potatoes, and spätzle. Spätzle, right? Oh my goodness, Gerda, that sounds amazing. Gerda, okay, now this with your name. Are you German? Are you of German descent? Maybe, yeah, maybe. Tamales. Okay, I asked a question and then I totally ignored your answers. I saw somebody said tamales. Tamales. Oh my goodness. There is a woman who is very dear to our family. She's done this for us maybe the last, well, probably 15 years. She comes and cleans our home every other week. And she, yesterday when she came, brought homemade tamales for us. And oh my goodness, I had the best lunch yesterday because they were homemade tamales. From what I understand, and I think it depends on the kind of tamales you make. I don't know, I've never made tamales. Clearly some of you have, but that they are an incredible amount of work, right? A lot of work. Whoopsie, my little tree got a little skimwampus there. I'm not paying attention to what I should be telling us to do. That's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's okay. There are only going to be 10 things because one of the things on my list is gravy, and you don't need to write gravy. So Laura said we always have brunch on Christmas morning. We have our traditional egg bake, Christmas kringle, and other delicious foods that we may change from year to year. So this is kind of a fun way to document your traditions, or if you're totally mixing things up. When I was, I think when I was in high school, my mom one year decided to switch things up and she's Italian, or part Italian, but did full-blown Italian for Christmas dinner. And it was amazing because everything was handmade. Gnocchi, all kinds of things. But I remember specifically gnocchi was so good. And then she made from scratch tiramisu. And oh my goodness, so good. So just kind of a fun way to very easily document maybe some of your family traditions like meals without having to, write all the recipes out or do a 3-page scrapbook spread with all the photos and things like that. This is just easy. All right, so prime rib, that is always like the main. I know something here I need to do really quickly. So where do you suppose my ruler is? You guys, this is the weirdest thing. If I didn't know any better, I would honestly think that when I was at breakfast this morning, that Nick came in here and did a bunch of things. Because guess what? Where's my little ruler? My little ruler is also not in my little tool thing there. Okay. Hold please, I just have to grab, I'm just right over here. I have a backup. Where's the backup? Oh my heavens. You know what? Here I try to be all organized and I have no clue. All right, well, this will show you, I guess this will illustrate. Well, I could use my little short one here. The one I normally use is a little 6-inch silver metal. I'll just use this little guy. I just would like to add a little black underline here, just to separate a little bit that title from everything else, right? So just kind of a little separation there. I feel like it needed that. Jane, I know I am having challenges, right? Carmen exactly said it's like losing the tape and scissors while wrapping the presents. Yes, totally. It's just bizarre. I don't, yeah, that's normally not like me to be that. Missing so many things. I don't know. Mystery. I know, you guys are saying check downstairs, right? Yeah, check downstairs, probably downstairs. Probably with my December daily. I know. Okay. Colleen, today, your neighbor's party, lamb chops, lasagna, salad, sausages, pastas, and so much more than the desserts. This time of year, oh, I tell you. All right, too much good food. So also a turkey. Whoopsie, also a turkey. Ooh, that looks odd. Also a turkey. Garlic, mashed potatoes. Oh, and they are amazing. Stuffing. But it's my sister's stuffing recipe that she's made for years, but we're making it. She starts with stovetop, but then makes this amazing mixture of celery and garlic and roasted walnuts and mushrooms and dried cherries. And oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's so good. Sweet potato casserole. One of Nick's sisters brings that. Sweet potato, the kind that you put the marshmallows on and then you broil it at the end and they get all yummy. My friend Karen, haricots vert, so green beans with goat cheese and bacon dressing. Oh my goodness. And then there are pomegranate seeds mixed in. It is the most beautiful Christmassy looking side dish, and it is so good because the green beans are like, they're like the long skinny haricot vert. So good. Nick also makes an herbed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, the gravy's going off, right? Nick makes an herbed horseradish. Herbed horseradish that is made with, you whip cream, right? So like heavy cream, you whip it, and then you put all these fresh herbs in it, and then freshly grated horseradish. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Now that you have with the prime rib, but sometimes it feels like you want to have it with a spoon. Prime rib or a spoon. I guess having it with a spoon would be like the vegetarian version of prime rib. You just have that. Oh, it's so good. So good. 1, 2, 3 more things. Well, I'm going to put the gravy on instead of the rolls. So gravy. That's the only thing I make. And it's good. I make really good gravy with kitchen bouquet to give it the color, and you start with a roux. Here I am sounding like I cook. I cook nothing. Like literally I cook nothing. And start with the roux with milk and flour, and then mix that together, and then mix it in with the drippings and then the kitchen bouquet. And then white wine, a good amount of white wine. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. Love the gravy. Okay, and then two more things. Cranberry sauce, but it's two ways. Two different kinds of cranberry sauce. One is the can, like the canned, like loaf of cranberry sauce. I just like that. I really like that the next day when you have your leftover sandwiches, your turkey sandwiches on white bread with stuffing on it, and then with that kind of slather on it, that cranberry sauce. So, and then also my sister always makes this amazing homemade cranberry sauce. It's really good. And then last thing, an eggnog, gingerbread trifle that my sister also makes. So there we go. That is the menu. And then appetizers and way too much food, but it's all so good. All right, so one thing I feel like maybe over here. I think I have it. I think I've got it. I think we need a little word strip over here. I feel like if we bring in a little bit of white right over here, it might be good. So let's look. Home for the holidays. That would totally work, I think, wouldn't it? And then it's also kind of a longer width. I tell you, friends, word strips. Word strip is always, I think word strip is always the answer. So there's home for the holidays. That will go right there. And then now I really don't need anything down there except for maybe just the date. We say this would be December 2023. But in a lot of cases that could really be any year because it's pretty much that. All right, there we go. So there is our menu for Christmas. Now, maybe you don't get family together on Christmas. Maybe you do New Year's, or maybe you do a big Halloween party or something like that. You could still take that idea of a menu list and make it work for any kind of get together, right? Or maybe you have, I think Terry's had a couple weddings in her family coming up, right, Terry? Maybe you're doing a bridal shower. Or a couple shower, something like that, and you're doing a bunch of food. You could totally make a list of the menu. Because I think that's just food is kind of a big part of our lives, right? I mean, we need it, but food for a lot of us has a lot to do with celebrations and family and things like that. So putting together a list like this of some things that you may do frequently or maybe infrequently when it comes to food could be kind of fun. All right, so I need to grab a special adhesive for the left page. So this is what we have going on here. Once we get so deep in our traveler's notebook insert, I mean, look at how this is just totally wrapped, right? It is all the way wrapped this way just because there's so much goodness in here. I need to make sure when I am adhering this that I get a nice good amount of strong adhesive right here along that edge, because it needs to be able to follow that curve. Otherwise it would just stand straight up like that, and then we don't want that. So I'm grabbing some double-sided tape. This is 1/4 inch, super sticky, right? It's going to give more stick than my regular tape runner. So that will help me make sure that that edge in particular really sticks down. Gerda Gray. Oh, wait, hold on. I missed Gerda's answer. This is the problem. I asked you this question, then I missed answers. Gerda was telling me if she is, where are we? Did I miss it? Gerda was telling me if she was German. Oh my goodness. Where? How did I miss that? Gerda. Oh my goodness. Hi, Valerie. I just noticed you in the chat. You make gingerbread houses and dinner Christmas Eve. Oh, that's so fun. I love that. Okay, Gerda. Oh, there we go. Gerda said, yes, Layle, I am German. Came over in 1991. Well, welcome, Gerda. That's been a long time, hasn't it? So fun, though. I guess it never really occurred. I mean, it occurred to me that would make sense. Gerda sounds like I guess Gerda sounds like a German name, yeah? Wait, was Gerda one of the daughters in, was a little tiny girl Gerda in Sound of Music? I don't know. Let's see. Nancy said she's going to a very cherished friend's home for dinner tonight. Just made for the first time a Yule log cake. Still have to put on the ganache layer and garnish with rosemary and sugar-coated cranberries. Nancy, please take a photo and put it in the Facebook group. I want to see it. I'm sure others would love to see it too. Please, please, please. Terry said yes, wedding in six days. Oh my goodness, Terry, no wonder you're cleaning the house. Okay, never mind. Never mind, scratch that. When we were all telling you not to worry about cleaning the house. Now that makes sense. I forgot about that. So you have a wedding in 6 days and in 6 months. Oh my goodness, your kids. I guess you really can't necessarily plan out when those things are going to happen, can you? That's so fun. Libby said, now I'm so excited and I'm working on my December daily, putting our menu into your spreads. Yes, you could totally do that. Those of you that do your December daily or your December documented, a menu is a really fun thing to add, right? Because it's part of things, especially your shopping list too, right? Your grocery shopping. I should also have a list of all the groceries because, you know, most of them don't change from year to year if you're making the same things. All right, there we go, friends. There it is. There is our, oh, what fun menu, home for the holidays, Christmas at our house list. All right. So what I have happening here, that is the last page in my insert. That is the very last page. So I think I could probably use that. Oh no, I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use that. When we are together again, next Saturday, which would be December 30th, 2023, I will work on this page. What this page will be a to be continued. Okay, this will be a to be continued page. Kind of like this page was just start. This is where I was starting my insert. I will do a to be continued on this page. So I just, bear with me. I need to make a quick note of that or I will forget. I will forget for next week. So let's see. We'll just do this. Start out. Actually, we'll do both. We'll need to do a to be continued and then a new one. Start out with a to be continued and get started or whatever in new insert. Okay, there we go. There we go. So what that means is I am now putting this off to the side. Alexa said, when did you start this insert? I started this insert on September 16th of 2023, which actually I usually average, I want to say about 4 inserts a year. This one actually does not have as much as it normally would because I travel so much in the fall teaching. So we miss a lot of Saturdays in the fall, but that's when I started it. And then this one will have, you know, some kind of end date to it and then the new insert. So here we have our new insert. This, I will not do the first page because like I said, next week I will do something on the first page. So here we are going to, our next list is a favorites list. Okay, let me do this really quickly, friends. Oh, first of all, I need to clean my little tree bullet stamp off and put that away because if I don't do that, that little guy is going to get lost. They're just so little that they will get lost. So put those away right away, clean them off right away and put them away right after you use them so you don't lose them. Use it or lose it. Use it, clean it or lose it. All right, there we go. And then I'm very quickly just going to put these things all away. All of these guys, this, I just will put all of these things back in their little container just so we can get them out of here. It'll be too much to try to have all this stuff out in our way. Too much for my brain. All righty. In the container, and then we'll get the container out of our way. All righty. Oh, I remembered. That one, that guy I may use. Holiday faves. In fact, I thought I wrote that down that I wanted to use that. Okay, I'm gonna keep those two pieces out just for a sec, because I might use those. Things like this I love because they are so, they're so neutral, right? Those two things would like work with any collection there. So I'll keep those out to use them. Let's see. Put them away. Lost some stamps right in your scrap space. I know, right, Teresa? We hate it when that happens because we pay good money for our things. Stacy just finished cleaning her studio. Now she won't be able to find anything. I know, sometimes that happens, right? Nancy says turkey and ham for Christmas. Kids have to have noodles. Your daughters learn to make their grandmother's noodles. Right, so many traditions this time of year. In the past, we have done lots of different Christmas lists. So I was like, wait a minute, is that missing too? It's not. In the past, we've done lots of different Christmas lists. So if you haven't been with us for a while, or maybe you have, but there are other Christmas lists you want to be thinking about, things you're looking forward to. We did one of those a couple weeks ago. Things you're looking forward to this Christmas, holiday bucket list. So things that you want to do for the holidays, although we're kind of towards the end of that now, right? Your traditions. So this is one that we did back in December of 2020, so 3 years ago. Just kind of listing out some of your favorite holiday traditions. And as food comes into play, I'm sure there are some food related things that would have been on my holiday traditions list back then. If you're shopping, your shopping list, your favorite Christmas songs, gift list, Christmas list as a kid. Terry, this one always makes me think about you. I don't know why for some reason, but I think we talked a lot during that session. I think it was a night session. We talked about this Sears Wish book. Anyhow, loads and loads and loads of different Christmas list ideas if you have the idea book. And if not, you can find all those lists here on YouTube. You just need to go back and probably look for the December ones, and then you find those. All right. Oh, mushy peas. Oh, no. I like the UK. Oh, and our UK friend. I know I asked. You probably told me and then I missed it. If you're still here, tell me. Tell me in the UK where you're from. I would love to know. All right. Let's talk about a little giveaway here in a few minutes. How about that? So if you missed it earlier, I will be doing 2 live giveaways, meaning that you have to be here to participate, right? Meaning that I do those in the chat. So in a few minutes, I will stop what I'm doing and I will just scroll up, and wherever my finger stops, then that is the person that would win one of the 2 live giveaways that we're going to do today. All right. Oops, forgot to put those guys away. All right, our next list is also a 2-pager. This one will be a favorites list. So we have done, the favorite stamp set is one of the one of the early stamp sets that I designed. As I think about like the different favorites lists, because we do favorites lists about lots of different things. One thing, if you have the idea book, that is super helpful. The index. So not the index. Well, index, yes, favorites. But also, if you go to the back section shows all of this. This one was published in May of 2023 this year. So I think it has all the stamps right before then. But if you go and look in this back section, it shows you all of my stamps. Here's an example. The favorite stamp set. So favorite stamp set, it shows you all of the pages in the idea book that use that stamp. So right now we'll be doing a favorites a favorites list using the favorite stamp set again, but that's another resource if you have the idea book. Make sure to check out the back because any of the stamps will show you, look at all those pages in the idea book that use that stamp set, lots of them. Okay, so, and the funny thing is, when I was getting everything out earlier, I forgot to get out the favorites stamp set, but that's okay because they're all here behind me, and that one is there. All right, so I am going to use favorite stamp set. I thought let's see if this will work. My idea was to use some of these hearts from Ellie's studio to hang over here, almost like they were little ornaments. Because, you know, favorites and hearts. And so you have different sizes. I was going to say different shapes. I mean, they're all hearts, but there are some hearts that are different shapes. Some are larger than others. Some are, well, not different shapes because that would be size, but some are skinnier than others. Some are fatter than others. So I thought that might be kind of fun to do over here. So I think I'd want to probably, well, I don't know, maybe we could pull in one like that. Maybe. That little guy could be fun too. But we'd have to, so see how these are solid and those are patterned? I really feel like I need to mix those up a bit, right? Need to mix up the solids and the patterns. Probably should take maybe like a little squattier, fatter one like that here instead of that one maybe. So if I was going to do this, I would kind of try to, you know, so this is what I'm thinking, like this. Well, I don't need to draw it because look at, there they are. There it is. There's my little idea of my little hanging like ornament arts. So I think 5 may be too many. We'll see. We shall see. And actually, I don't know. I really feel like I like that guy better. So pattern paper. I forgot to grab pattern paper for this guy. So hang on. I think what I want to use is downstairs. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'm coming. I got it. It was on my December daily table. All right, so this guy, the Merry Paper Pack from Ellie's Studio. And the reason I was thinking I wanted to use this is because Ellie's Studio, kind of, it might coordinate together a little better. Now I gotta stop my heavy breathing from running up the stairs. All right, let's look. This one's cute. The pink is really fun. I mean, the pink is really fun, right? I don't know, let's look. Could that kind of work? Maybe, right? Maybe. That would be cute. Oh, look it. I think those two together with my white. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yes, that's it. All right, so that's the Merry Paper Pack. Yeah, I think the pink will be nice on there because then we'll have that pink as well. All right, the Ellie Studio paper packs are a little bit taller than what most of the manufacturers do that do 6x8s. Hers are 6x8.5, which means I need to trim it down a little bit. I need to trim both of these down to 8 by 4 3/4, right? 8 by 4 3/4 because that's what I do. Now it's 8 and then 4 3/4 here. 8 by 4 3/4 gives me that really nice kind of border all the way around, right? I have a little nice white border all the way around. Now, this guy, I need to be a little bit thoughtful, although because this is 8 1/4 and I need 8, there are 2 different things I could do. I could either take 1/4 off the top and 1/4 off the bottom, or I could just take a 1/2 along the bottom. So let's look. What would happen if I take a 1/2 along the bottom? I think that's okay. I think I'm gonna be okay with that just because it starts to obviously get heavier because it gets darker towards the bottom. I'm okay only having a little bit of that green. I think I'd like to have, I think I already have it, but I was thinking I wanted to have a little bit more pink up at the top instead of cutting into the top and the bottom, because I have this whole pink side. So I want to make sure, what did I do? Layle, what did I do? I just cut, what did I do here? I cut too much off of that. No, I know what I did. This is only, I don't know what I did, friends. Okay, hang on. I obviously, whatever I did, I need to make, what did I do? Hold on, let me measure. Oh, I know what I did. I made that 7 3/4. I cut too much off of that. I don't know what I was thinking. So now I need to make this one 7 3/4 because they did not match up at all. Well, I cut too much off of that on accident, but that's okay. So now we just evened it out, but I also have to make it more narrow. Oh, Belinda, I know you, well, now I've just done that. Now I've just done it. I just did this one too. So I have to keep it because I've already used this one. The second one for something else. So here's the deal. Now I need to make it a little bit narrower because it is it's too wide now. It is too wide because there would be more, we're gonna have a lot of a white border here, but that's all right. There we go. Okay. I better measure this just to make sure. Yes, okay, hold on. Yeah, this is now 4.5, so let me do this. 4.5, so as soon as I cut this, I will scroll up and do the giveaway. That's what happens, I forget. I get, oh no, that's 5.5. There we go, there we are. Yikes, okay. I'm stopping right there. Nancy Mars said I really need to finish. Nancy said I really need to finish my Christmas wrapping later. This is my favorite downtime on Saturday. Well, Nancy Mars, guess what? You win a $25 gift card to my website. Nancy, you know how to reach me. So shoot me an email and I will send you a coupon code to use to buy whatever your little heart desires as your Christmas present for you. So congratulations, Nancy. Now, those of you that didn't win, which is everybody but Nancy, don't be sad because I will do another one of those. So you still have another chance. I will do another one of those live today, and then I will also do an after party one, which means anyone can participate. You just leave a comment on the video when it's over, and then I'll draw random from that next Saturday. Congratulations, Nancy. All right. Yes, there we go. A lot more white than I normally have, but there it is. That makes you want to say, oh, hold on. I need to round my corners. That makes you want to say, whoop, there it is. You knew I couldn't try to sing that because that would not sound right if I tried to sing that. I know it's not whoop, it's like whoop, whoop. There it is. Oh my goodness, I'm sure my kids, if Sam was here, he'd be like, Mom, you are such a dork. Mom, I can't believe you. Just like when early days of the pandemic, when he was here and he was in this room with me while I was filming or while we were doing our lives, remember? And you would hear me be like, Mom, you're such a dork. That's Kim, Kim and Mindy, if you guys are still here, Kim, those times always remind me of you. I don't know why, but they just always remind me of you. Kim Pope. All right, here we go. There's the start of our list. And we need to decide on how this is going to work over here. What we're going to do here for our little ornament things that seem like they're kind of hanging down, right? This is one of those things where you want to make it look random, but it's really hard to make things look, it's really hard to speak sometimes too, apparently. It's hard to make things look random sometimes. That would work, I think, right? So let's just do this. There we go. It's like they're just hanging, but I better glue these down first. Let's get these guys glued down. Kim says, I miss Sam time. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Like last night when we, I'm like, Sam, dude, really? We have made these cookies every year since you were like, well, I think we figured it out last night. Since 2008. So literally we've made these cookies every year. And he just completely missed the recipe in the recipe book that was sitting right there and made the cake recipe, which does not work for cookies, which was kind of funny. All right. Does that work? Is that random enough? Well, it'll have to be, right? It will have to be. And then this little guy will feel like it comes right up there. So we're just making our little ornaments. The page that I did last week about favorite Christmas ornaments, if you don't want to take photos, or maybe you don't have the photos anymore. Maybe you just remember ornaments from when you were like a little kid. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you are just doing something like this where you're making it look like there's little ornaments hanging. Or maybe you have die cuts. There is one of the die cut packs in Comfort and Joy from Pretty Little Studio has ornaments in it. So you could totally do the same thing with little die cuts and then hang them from your page. Or you could take photo. Ooh, this could be kind of fun. You could take little photos of your ornaments and like hang them from the page like this. So, like if we think about this list from last week, another way to do that would be to have your little tiny photos and just hang them like I did over here. You could do lots of little ornaments. And this has nothing to do with ornaments, but it has to do with Christmas, right? So that works. Now I already know I'm going to need something over here. Oh, no, I don't think this will work. I think this will be too weird. Yeah, no, that won't work. Although, if I was to tuck part of this under here, maybe? What if I tuck part of that under there like that? There, that's gonna work. So, that little guy, I don't know why I'm still using this guy instead of my tape runner, but this little guy, if this guy works, it kind of just slides right in here. Like that, because this is what this is. This is my holiday favorites list. It's holiday faves. So then I'll just write in here, December 2023. There's my little date. Okay. Now, I'm going to try something. Well, I'm not really going to try it. It's just going to happen. So what if I come in and do this? Outline all these little guys. Now I definitely want to do that after I've glued them down. It might be too much black because I also have the little black strings, but it is what it is. We'll see when they're all done because I feel like these solid ones are just a little bit plain. So we're going to add a little bit more black in there. Sometimes we do this if we're like have an alphabet sticker or something, like we spell a word and we feel like it's a little plain, then we will very carefully outline the letters. We've done that a couple times over the years, but that's definitely, it takes a steady hand. Now, what will get a little odd here, well, I better finish it. I need to come, I think, yeah, I've got to come onto this or else it'll look too weird if I don't. It'll be like a heart that's, whoopsie. It'll be like a heart that's part there. All right, there we go. That was easy, right? That was super easy. No, you don't have to have die cuts to do something like that, right? You don't have to have die cuts to do a page like that. You could have punches, or we could go back to our like inner third grade self and we could do something like this. Let's just pretend, okay? This is obviously a very small piece of paper, so I wouldn't, well, I don't know, maybe I would. I just folded it, right? Just folded like that. Are you freaking kidding me? Guess what? Guess what is also not here? Oh my goodness, my little scissors. Oh no, there they are. Okay. All right, they're just on the other side. Golly jeepers. Okay, so I could take myself back to my inner third grade, right? And on a fold, I folded that and do our little half heart. Fussy cut a little half heart. And then when we open that up, ta-da, there's my little heart. So I could make my own little ornaments like that. So it's fun to have product like I'm using, but it's not 100% necessary. It's fun, but you don't have to have it. You can do everything that we do. I always say there's only two things that you need to do to list with us. You need two things you need to have. You need something to write with and something to write on. Beyond that, Lisa, I'm so glad you're here. Because guess what? I owe you a thank you note. Look it, Lisa, thank you. So fun, aren't those so fun, you guys? Lisa sent me this very fun, it just happened to be on the other side of the room, Lisa. So a belated thank you. I just went to the post office yesterday or day before, but those are like two little wood pieces that have little cute little squirrels on them. And look at that little one for the holidays. And then a lovely little card. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. That was fun timing, and I just happened to see it. I happened to just see Lisa. Ms. L also made a great suggestion there. Stickers, right? Really anything you have in your stash. It could be stickers, they could be die cuts, they could be punched shapes, they could be fussy cut shapes, or maybe you just have like one heart. So great, take one heart and then trace all the others and then just kind of have fun with it. All right, so we need to do our list over here because that's what this is all about, right? Is making a list. This is our favorites list. So I need my white cardstock, and I was looking for that sheet. Where did the other, oh my goodness. Well, I know nobody took that because I just used it. Don't know where the white cardstock went, so we'll just grab out another piece. That's okay, we can do that. Oh, I know, maybe part of my issue is I had a cup of coffee at 6 this morning and then I had a latte at breakfast. So maybe I'm a little jacked up on caffeine. Nancy, you don't have squirrels in New Zealand. Oh, Nancy, there's a lot of things you guys don't have in New Zealand, right? Because they don't make it there. Sam, I know you know this, Nancy. Our younger son just was there a couple weeks ago for 2 weeks, but he was telling me about all kinds of things that you don't have. Spiders? I don't know. Is this? But there's something, snakes or spider. It's something like that. I'm sure it's not spiders. I don't remember what he was saying, but also that he was talking about he thinks he wants to move there, but that in order to take a pet there, if you want to move, the quarantine process is quite, I mean, it's a lot, right? It is a lot. If you want to take a pet and move there, well, they want to make sure that your pet is safe, right? And not bringing diseases into the country for other animals. And so the cost to put your pet on a plane, and then the pet has to quarantine there for quite an amount of time, right? And then so while the pet's quarantining, you have to pay to board the pet, right? Yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot, but I understand. You guys are an island. You need to keep a lot of the things away. Louisa said, Nancy Stone, no squirrels? I learned so much in this chat. I know, I love that, right? I always learn so many different things. Nancy has 2 real squirrels called Chippy eating my bird seed, black oil sunflower seeds. That is so fun. All right, so I just trimmed a piece of little white cardstock. So I don't know why I'm working on this one off the page. I really don't need to be, but there we go. I need to make sure that my favorites stamp will still fit there. The width of it. Or I may end up using a different favorite word. We'll see. We shall see. This is a reason, friends, why you always want to put your stamps away. I have 2 favorite stamps. Do you know why I have 2 favorite stamps? Well, look at what's missing right there. I have no clue where that is. I didn't put it away, and now who knows? So, all right, do we fit still? Yep, we fit. Okay, so these are my just Christmas favorites. Okay, Christmas favorites. And I won't use, well, I don't have prompts, so I will just have my Christmas favorites here. Christmas favorites. So favorite. Favorite Christmas things. You know what? It's obvious it's Christmas. I don't need to put anything about there. I don't need to put anything about Christmas because we know it's Christmas. So let's go ahead. I think that we might want to, I think I will stamp this in black just because there's a lot of color going on here. But I might ink the edges of that. What do you think? Should we ink the edges? Should we look for a green? Maybe we have a green that will work with one of those guys. Oh, Nick's talking so loud on the phone. All right. Let me get the other, oh no, I need the, here, let's look for green. Here we are back to green again, looking for green. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue. Okay, it's before the blue. Rustic Wilderness is probably going to be the closest, I think, of what I have, right? Pine Needles is way too blue. Evergreen Bough, also way too blue. Lucky Clover and Mowed Lawn, yeah, I think it might be Rustic Wilderness. I've been using Rustic Wilderness a lot this holiday season. It just seems to have been the one that is working the best for me. Oh, okay. Other one. There we go. Wanda said, I'm definitely doing this list, but probably after the new year. And you know what? That you guys know, your timing is your timing. So for a lot of people, this is a crazy time of year. And you're like, I really want to do this, but I do not have time to do this right now. Put a pin in it, right? Put a pin in it. Make yourself a note. When things have settled down, maybe you have some time off between Christmas and New Year's. Or maybe you have next weekend that you are just kind of, things have slowed down a little bit. Yeah. Or you know what? Start making a list of lists that you want to do. Because there's nothing that says you can't do a Christmas favorites list in July, right? You do them whenever you want. You do them whenever you want. And if you're using a traveler's notebook insert like I am, and it's kind of in chronological order because you just keep going, well, leave a space for this one if you want. Leave a space in your insert, and then when you're ready to come back and work on it, you'll just flip back to this open space, and then you'll be able to do your list. And then it's chronological, but nothing has to be chronological, right? Your stuff can be all over the board. Especially if you're just starting out listing with us and you're like, oh, I want to do my favorite things about summer list, and it's in winter because you're really wishing it was summer. Do it whenever. Do it whenever. All right. Oh goodness, that's the part. Look at now my nails are festive. They have green on them too. Yeah, that, you know me, I can't leave that on there for long. Got to get that off. All right, so we're inked up, and now we've brought in a little bit more color over here. We're ready to roll. So now I am going to, yeah, I think I'm just going to do it in black. I don't think I will do it in green because then it's a lot of red and green and black. But I did pull this out. It was just sitting off to the side, I remembered. Let me look at this and see. I don't know. This might be a little bit too much. I don't remember what this one is called. I'm going too fast, trying to pull that too fast. Hang on. Here we go. Nancy said there is a town south of us that has a white albino squirrels everywhere in town. We just have brown squirrels around here, no gray. I want to see a white albino squirrel. That sounds so fun. That could go there maybe. I don't know. I probably better wait. Let me just wait and see. Let me get this one down and let me get that stamped and then we'll go from there. I think I'm getting a little bit too ahead of myself here. Little bit too ahead of myself. All right, we need black. And we need a larger stamping block. What in the world? Here it is. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to bring the fan in. All of a sudden I'm getting very toasty. I think the cold of being out in the snow is finally worn off. Okay, here we go. So put that down, pick it up like that. And we for sure have to test this one. We always test them. Always test stamp first. Make sure we're gonna like it. Oh, Wanda said the squirrels sometimes get in the power lines and meet their demise. Oh, poor squirrels. Hang on, I need to. Terry, she just forgot something she had to do. Gray squirrels in the UK, they're introducing red squirrels. Red squirrels, so I know all about the red squirrels in Scotland and the red squirrels at Balmoral Castle because we went there this, in May when we went on our big trip. And some of you, any of you that are in the Layle by Mail Facebook group, normally the cover page for the Facebook group, or the little header, is a picture of me standing in front of a squirrel crossing sign. That squirrel crossing sign is from Balmoral Castle because there are lots of red squirrels there. And, well, I think they're there. They have them. They have those signs everywhere. They also have, I bought a red squirrel Christmas ornament from the gift shop at Balmoral Castle. Okay, get that nice and... I got a little gouge in the paper, probably from my fingernail. All right, clean this guy off. It's just so much easier, I think. Just stop and clean. Stop and clean, and then it's done. Stop and clean, and then it's done. And then put it back, right? Put it back. This is probably what I did. Oh, there it is. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we have start of our list. I better come in and outline because if I don't do that, then something will not look right and I won't know what for a minute. Lots of hearts today, right? We did a couple hearts on our last list and now hearts on this list. Favorite. So these are my favorite. Oh, goodness, what am I doing? All right, let me just clean off my little fingers. Actually, let me get a wipe. I generally don't use wipes to clean my stamps, but I do always have wipes handy to clean my hands, right? Because I actually just got a couple of fingerprints, inky fingerprints on that list. Now, I'm not concerned because I know once I start writing, you won't see that at all. There is one spot, I'll show you, where it is a little bit, darker. So right there, see that little smudge right there? I'm just going to take a sand eraser and just erase that right off. Little smudges like that, I'll do the same thing here. Here's my fingerprint. You could get a partial print off of me there. I'm just gonna take that little sand eraser. Sand eraser actually has sand in it, so it's a little bit rough. And that is a great little tool for erasing small little ink spots. Now, if you've got a big old, drop of ink, that's really not going to help you, but that's a great little tool that a couple of you introduced me to. All right, here we go. So let's do our little divider line with my ruler. Did I put it away? I did not, but now we'll just pick out the big one, I guess. I guess we'll just use the big one here. I like to do those little divider lines quite a bit. Separators, I guess. It just tends to help separate your titles from your list. Yeah, this will be the last time this year. Well, this will be the last time until for the next year, I guess, for the red nails, because I think appointment. Oh yeah, on the 27th. And the nails, the red will be gone. Well, they're my nails, but the red will be gone, and the neutral blush pink ballet slipper or whatever it is will be back. It will be back. It's funny, it always takes me so long to get used to it, because I'll see, videos with my hands and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is that? All right. There we go. So now I'm just going to add the little things on my list. So these are the things that I had pulled out. Song, movie, ornament, food, candy, color, cookie, decoration, smell, tradition, and cartoon. So this was fun last night. Although we weren't listing, right? We weren't listing like we list together here. Last night when we were making cookies, when I was thinking of these things, and I had this out, so I'm kind of writing some notes. And then I started talking to Sam and Nick about these. And so it's fun. We kind of had a family discussion about some of these things. And it's fun to ask other members of your family or friends or whatever it may be that know you really well to say, so what is my favorite Christmas movie, or what is my favorite Christmas song, or whatever. So it's kind of fun. We did that last night. All right, so now what I'm thinking, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, that's funny. 11, like my last 11. What if we came back to these? Remember when I was with these before and I was saying, oh, maybe I want to use these. Do I want to use little? No, I won't use those. We'll just make it easy. Let's just make it easy-ish. If I came back in, I guess I could come back to the same stamp set. Again, I really wish I had the 3 here, because don't know what happened to the 3. If I pull back in 2, Bullets and More 2, there is a little heart. I could just use a little heart, right? Let's do it. Let's do the heart. So, no, that won't work. Okay, so I was having a thought there for a second. And I was thinking, gosh, I have enough. There are so many different icon stamps. I could use a different icon for each of the things on my list. Like song, there's a music, little music notes. A movie, there's like a little TV or something in here. But then I got to smell and I'm like, oh yeah, no, that won't work. I don't have a nose. Well, I really don't want a nose. Who wants a nose? Who wants to have a nose stamp? Not me. I mean, nothing wrong with noses, but you guys do know this is all just one big ramble session, right? We're just, whatever comes into my head, whatever pops into my head comes out my mouth. Oh, here it is. All right. Oh, let me look. I'm way behind in the chat. Tracy, thank you, Tracy. Tracy said your nails look very nice no matter their color. Let me tell you, I think that my manicures should be able to be a business expense. Now, I'm not even going to try that, because I think you're just asking for trouble if I do that. But literally, at least once a week, if not more, this is me. And so my hands have to look halfway decent, right? They have to look halfway decent, because if they didn't look decent, it probably would not be a very good thing. What if, should we do red hearts, or is that a little much? that a little much? Maybe we'll just do black. We'll just keep it simple. We'll just keep it simple. Terry said, I once did blue on my nails and kept freaking myself out when I talked with my hands. Never blue again. So it's interesting. You learn that with your skin tone, there are some colors you can and can't do. I learned once that yellow is not a good color on my nails. I looked like a corpse. And generally that's not something that's, at least for me, that's not the look that I'm usually going for. So yeah, I learned yellow. No, and Terry, this will not surprise you about me. You know, I get in the habit of things like only using white background, no cream background. I just know. I know. I just got to stick with the same thing. I got to stick what I know with what I know and feel comfortable with. Now, here's something that's really interesting. Years ago, I had like a kind of like a, not army green color, but kind of a brownish green color. It was the it thing to do back then in the fall. And even though it was gel, the color changed on my nails after like a week. It was the weirdest thing. I went back into my nail lady and I'm like, what the heck happened? And she's like, wow, that's really odd. So anyhow, Mel said, love how we have moved from Christmas dinner menus to squirrels. And now we're talking about corpses and yellow fingernail polish. Sorry, that's not a very pleasant topic for the Saturday before Christmas. Tracy, I will. I'll ask my accountant. Yeah, I'm sure. You know what he'll say? He'll say, you know what? You'd probably be fine. However, there are some things you just don't want to draw attention. You just don't want to draw attention. Last thing, and I'm very good, very honest with things, but I just, knock on wood, I don't want to be audited. That's just something I don't think anyone wants to go through. And I don't know, maybe if you start, I don't know, it just might open up a can of worms. So, Debbie at the Inspiration said it would totally count as a business expense. I know. Mel, we enjoyed Scotland. We loved it so much. We had the best time. Scotland is just beautiful country and the people there, so nice. Okay. Favorite song, favorite Christmas song, Carol of the Bells. I love that one so much. We went and saw a couple of years ago, Mannheim Steamroller, in concert, and they, it's all instrumental. And they started out the Carol of the Bells, and it was, you're in this big auditorium and you just hear the bells, and it brought tears to my eyes. Like I was crying. It was just the most beautiful thing. So I've always loved Carol of the Bells. Movie. This was when I said to Sam, what's my favorite Christmas movie? And he's like, duh, Mom. Elf. I love Elf. Oh, I almost wrote Elf. Movie. Elf. Of course. I love Elf. Now, I also love Christmas Vacation. I also love Home Alone. I love lots of Christmas movies, but Elf I love very much. How about you guys? Are you doing a favorites list? If you're not doing a favorites list, what would be on your favorite list? Like, what is your favorite Christmas song? What's your favorite Christmas movie? In the chat. And guess what? In a few minutes, I will stop and I will scroll up and I'll pick another live winner. Okay. Joanne said Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Yeah, they're amazing, right? Yes. If you don't know Carol of the Bells, or you think you know Carol of the Bells, go to YouTube, find Trans-Siberian Orchestra doing it, find Mannheim Steamroller doing it. I'm sure the Tronic. What's that? The one. What is the Tronic? The whatever that is. Wanda's favorite is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The Holiday. Shanners, 2762. Is that a new or old? You know which one of the ones I love too is The Family Stone. Oh my goodness. Oh, While You Were Sleeping. Janine Douglas, While You Were Sleeping. Is that like a horror movie? Pentatonic. Thank you, Belinda. I'm like, tonic, something tonic. No, not gin and tonic, something tonic. Yeah, pentatonic. I would bet that they probably do an amazing version of Carol of the Bells, I would bet. Marilee, all-time favorite Christmas song is Sleigh Ride by the Ronettes. So this is another one of those that you could totally do with family or friends, right? You sit down and be like, oh, what's your favorite? This is my favorite. And it's fun because it takes you just down a kind of a really fun, like, memory lane. Louisa said, I like Wrap Me Up by Jimmy Fallon and Meghan Trainor. I didn't even know that was a thing until last night. We were watching Jimmy Fallon and he was talking about it. So I'm going to have to go search for that. You guys know me, I get totally off track like that. That's the squirrel, if you're ever wondering why the squirrel is a thing. Walker Hayes. Walker Hayes, I think. The Applebee's song, he just turned that into a Christmas song. So if you like Walker Hayes and the Applebee's on a date night, you know that one. It's a Christmas, he turned it into a Christmas song. So it's the exact same song, but with Christmas verse instead of that verse. It's fun. It's a really fun one. Yes, Fancy Like. Libby, yes, Fancy Like, exactly. Carol said she saw Elf for the first time this year. Your favorite is The Family Man. I don't know that one. Justine likes Amy Grant's Christmas album. While You Were Sleeping is a great Sandra Bullock movie. Okay, I missed that totally. Totally missed that. Janelle loves Pentatonix Christmas. Justine listens to Christmas music November and December. The Nativity, Mel's, is a British film. Okay. Merry Christmas by Ed Sheeran and Elton John. Oh, they're both so talented, right? Randomly Rhonda, I love that. Said, love your nails, and I have done a favorite song list this Christmas by Donny Hathaway. Oh, I love it. Okay. All right, I'm going to keep going. Oh, the Muppet Christmas movie. Yes, right? I know. All right. We could just sit here and chat all day. This is why, so again, if you're with a group of people and there's a lull in the conversation, you could say, hey, have you guys heard or do you know this one? Or, oh my gosh, we just watched Elf last night. That's my favorite Christmas movie. What's your favorite Christmas movie? And it's a total icebreaker. It makes it, I think, really easy to have a conversation. All right, I'm stopping. I am scrolling up. And Jerry Wessner. Jerry, congratulations. Jerry said the year without a Santa Claus. But Jerry is the second one of our live lucky winner giveaways today. So Jerry, you also win a $25 shopping spree on my website. Well, I don't know. $25 doesn't sound like much of a shopping spree, but $25 to spend whatever you'd like to buy yourself a Christmas present. So shoot me an email at laylebymail@gmail.com and I will send you a coupon code to use on a purchase. Congratulations, Jerry. So that was Jerry and Nancy. You guys all have one more. It won't be a live one. It'll be an after party. One more giveaway that'll be an after party so everyone can participate. You'll just leave a comment on the video when it's over. All right, so we have song, we have movie, ornament. Okay. Ornament. Wow, that was hard. That's a hard one. I just say the handmade ones. The handmade ones. When I was talking to Sam again last night, I'm like, what's my favorite ornament? And he said, Hobo Santa. There's a really funny story about Hobo Santa that I told in my December Daily a couple of years ago. Hobo Santa is the name that I did not know that the boys had given the tree topper on our Christmas tree. Apparently they think he looks like a hobo. And years ago I tried to get a new tree topper and they made it clear under no uncertain terms was I allowed to get rid of Hobo Santa. So when I said, Sam, what's my favorite ornament? He said Hobo Santa. And I said, no. Number one, Hobo Santa, I'd like to get rid of him. And I said, number two, no, he's not an ornament, so he doesn't count. All right, ornament, food. My favorite Christmas food is the day after turkey sandwich. The day after, how do I want to do this so it doesn't look funny? Oh, well. The day after turkey sandwich. No, we just went through the menu. We have some amazing food on Christmas, but seriously, I love the day after turkey sandwich. And that would be the turkey with mayonnaise and stuffing on it, and then a good amount of cranberry sauce, and oh, just love that. But it has to be white bread. Has to be white bread. Terry, enjoy the rest of your weekend and Merry Christmas. And also, Terry, good luck with the wedding in 6 days. That is so exciting. Good luck, good luck, good luck. All right, next up, I have candy. Do you have a favorite Christmas candy? I know that may sound odd. You're like, Christmas candy? What do you mean? Well, maybe like the Lifesaver books. Did you ever get the Lifesaver books when you were a little kid, like in your stocking? My favorite candy, Christmas candy, is a chocolate orange. Chocolate orange. Chocolate orange. So in our house, I made an agreement with Santa Claus when the boys were very, very, very little. My agreement with Santa Claus that Santa, you're so busy that I'm going to do our stockings. So in our house, Mom does the stockings. Now, that's not every house. In some houses, Santa does the stockings. So don't get confused if Santa does the stockings at your house. Mom, I do the stockings at our house. So ever since, again, the boys were little, the very first thing that goes in the stocking is a chocolate orange. You know, Terry's, I don't even know who makes them, but it's a gold, like an orange, I guess it's orange foil wrapped chocolate orange. Yes. Oh, peppermint bar. That sounds great, Scrapbook Sister. I love that kind of yummy thing. Butter rum Lifesavers, right? Peppermint nougat. Ooh, See's candy. Oh, I know, right? Look at all these things. Yes, yes, yes. Russell Stover chocolate covered marshmallow Santas. Now, Cindy, Russell Stover. Is Russell Stover a Utah thing? Must not be. Louisa said the Lifesaver books were a tradition in her husband's family. Nancy, bring Hobo Santa. You know what, Nancy? I'm gonna just tell Nick to grab Hobo Santa really quick. Okay, hold on, and then we'll keep going. Nick, will you grab Hobo Santa and bring him in? You gotta get a ladder to get him off the tree, but all right. Okay, chocolate orange. Favorite candy. Favorite color. Okay, this was a very controversial one last night when we were talking about favorite color. Favorite Christmas color. Favorite Christmas color. For me, I know you're going to say that's not. Oh! Okay, so do we see what I just did there? I forgot to write color. Whoopsie. I just wrote the colon and then started writing my favorite Christmas color. So... Well, guess what? I got to figure something out for that because I'm not going to be able to recover from that. I could try to find, well, there's just a lot there for me to try to recover from. So Nick's bringing Hobo Santa.
Is that Jeff?
What? Oh, no, it's not him. Sorry, UPS is here and I have something for our UPS driver, but it's the wrong guy. I mean, not the wrong guy, just not a regular guy. Okay, here is Hobo Santa in all of his glory. Okay, so look it. I mean, this was, I don't know, I probably had this for 20 years. And that is Hobo Santa. So you can see he does kind of look like a hobo, right? He's kind of got this robe on and his beard's all crazy and he's got a bag of twigs that he's walking around with. And then he's got moss all over him and his beard's usually all crazy. Yes, that would be Hobo Santa. But, and look at, he even has like a red dot on his nose, but hello, it's like somebody took red fingernail polish and put it on his nose. Anyhow, that is Hobo Santa. So yes, that is not something I will ever be able to get rid of. He will forever be our tree topper. And then in my will, I'll probably have to will it to figure out which one of them gets it. Hobo Santa, yes. Years ago, Sam was, I don't know, maybe 10. Well, actually, I could look at my December dailies and I would be able to tell you exactly which year. But we went to Hobby Lobby and I'm like, oh, I want to get a new tree topper. He's like, Mom, you cannot get rid of Hobo Santa. And I'm like, who? Hobo Santa. And I'm like, who is Hobo Santa? And he's like, you know, the guy on the top of the tree. I had no idea. I had no idea that his name was Hobo Santa. So, all right. All right. Well, this is the way I could fix it. So someone said my white pen. Yes, I could get that out. But what if I did this? there happens to be a word strip sticker that says my favorite color is evergreen. Now, here's a little fib. I mean, I do really like green, like, you know, like that. But what I had written down, this was the controversial part. I wrote down cream, like off-white. The majority of the decorations in our home are cream and green for Christmas. And so I wrote down cream, and Sam's like, Mom, cream is not a color. And I'm like, yes, it is. Mom, cream's not a color. And so I wrote down, okay, or green. So that works. My favorite color is evergreen. Oh, well, that works. We can always come up with a way to cover something up, right? When we have a boo-boo, there's no sense crying or starting over. That is funny because I have that. So let's just talk about a little tip really quickly with the stylus. Because when you're working with a little teeny stamp, sometimes it's a little bit hard to know which direction to put it in every time. So you get the same stamped image every time, facing the same direction. Well, those are all the same, facing kind of the same angle, but they're not facing upright because I didn't put this on the proper way if I wanted to do that. So on your little stamping stylus is a little label, and it has little scatter and it says stamping stylus. If you line your stamp up so that it would stamp in the orientation that you want it with your little squirrel scatter, and then always as you're stamping, make sure that scatter is always facing the same direction. You will always get the same direction on your stamp. Now, in this case, I put it on crooked, and as I'm doing that every time, that's why that is that same crooked angle every time. All right, my favorite color. Next up, favorite cookie. Do you have a favorite cookie? Do you have a favorite cookie? In our house, they're whoopie cakes. And those are the ones that we made last night. That is where you do like 2 boxes of Devil's Food cake mix. I think a cup of oil, and I don't remember. Anyhow, but you just make the cookies, and then you make this frosting, and I put mint extract in it and crushed up candy canes, and that goes in the middle. It goes in the middle of the sandwich cookies, so it's really good. You make kind of this little sandwich. All right, favorite cookie, whoopie cakes. I saw someone a minute ago said marzipan. I love marzipan. Marzipan is amazing. I love that. Teresa said, oh no, somebody just brought something. Who brought that? Dang it. Oh, dang it. Okay, I'm gonna tell you one of my pet peeves. I have a pet peeve, friends. I know exactly what she brought. Pet peeve. In our neighborhood, and we've done this now for 5 years as well. One of our neighbors was brilliant 5 years ago. She's awesome. Not that she's not brilliant anymore, but 5 years ago, she put out something in our Facebook group and said, look, none of us needs more Christmas treats. None of us needs anything. So instead of doing neighbor gifts, what if we do donations to the Utah Food Bank? And so she sets up with the Utah Food Bank, you can set up like a group so that all the donations that go into that group are on behalf of that group. So there is a group, our neighborhood, so you can see how much your neighborhood raises for the Utah Food Bank. So I'm like, that's easy, off scot-free every year because I donate, Nick and I donate a nice amount to the Utah Food Bank, and then that's just on behalf of our neighbors. But then you don't do neighbor gifts. Well, one of the neighbors just knocked on the door, and there's a little neighbor gift there. And I know what it is. I think it is a pomegranate liqueur, because we were at a neighborhood Christmas party the other night, and someone was making these amazing drinks with pomegranate liqueur, and I'm like, what is that? And she goes, oh, it's the best thing. And I bet you there's a bottle out there. I bet you that's what that is. Thumbprint cookies with Hershey Kisses. Those are so fun. Hi, Aunt Caffeine Crafts. Let's try that again. Auntie Caffeine Crafts. Hello, everyone. First time catching a live. Well, we're glad that you could catch us for a live today. We're just having fun. We're just having fun talking about all things Christmas. All right. Favorite cookie, whoopie cakes. Favorite decoration, my favorite Christmas decoration. Do you have a favorite Christmas decoration? Usually there's a story. For me, well, surprise, there's lots of stories. But for me, there's a favorite, hang on, there's a story about a favorite Christmas decoration. That is the stuffed reindeer I made in home ec in 8th grade. Stuffed reindeer. Even the antlers are stuffed, and I sewed it. It's pretty cute. My mom still has it. One of these days I will have it. But it is my favorite. It's my favorite just because there's a story behind it. I think a lot of things, at least in my world, a lot of things end up being my favorite because there's a story behind them, right? Like Hobo Santa. Like Hobo Santa. Favorite smell. Oh, my favorite Christmas smell. This is a no-brainer. Pine. I guess I could say pine tree. Pine tree, evergreen, whatever you want to call it. But I love the pine scent. Now, I think there are a couple of different Christmas scents. Some people will say cinnamon. Like, you know, you have I always think of like the cinnamon pine cone. So for some people, cinnamon is more of a Christmas scent than kind of your pine tree. Some people maybe like vanilla cookies or baking or something. But for me, it's totally that pine smell. I love it, love it, love it. Love that pine smell. Smell, favorite tradition. Oh, I tell you what. Sam, it's a good thing he started making the cookies wrong and that he and Nick had to go to the store last night because I always tell the boys, you know, they're like, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, we don't need anything for Christmas. I don't want you to spend your hard-earned money on something for me for Christmas. And so I tell them every year, I want us to go snowshoeing on Christmas Eve day. That's what I want to do. That's Christmas, okay? So the whole family knows this. This is no surprise. It's not like I spring this on them every year. So last night, as we're having dinner, I'm like, okay, Sam, when are we going to go snowshoeing? And he goes, oh, well, I'm going to go skiing on Saturday. And I'm like, well, that's okay because I'm doing my listing thing. It'll be a little bit hard. And he goes, and I'm going to go skiing on Sunday too. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, well, when are we going to go snowshoeing? He goes, well, maybe we could go on Monday. And I'm like, Sam, Christmas is Monday. We're not going to go snowshoeing on Christmas. We have 25 people coming over that night. I can't just like whip all that up together and setting all the tables and all that. That's like a huge affair. And he's like, no, it'll be fine. And I just, bit my lip. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not going to be the martyr. And then in my head, I'm like, we're not going snowshoeing this year. There's no way that's going to work. So Nick and Sam go to the store to buy 2 more boxes of Devil's Food Cake Mix. And they come back and I don't know, like 2 hours later, right before Sam's ready to leave, he goes, okay, so we're going to go snowshoeing on Sunday. And I'm like, we are? And he goes, well, yeah. And I'm like, okay. So this morning, I'm like, so Nick, what transpired did you say something to Sam on the way? And he goes, no, I didn't say anything to Sam. You can tell in the tone of his voice. And I'm like, thank you, honey. But I'm like, Sam, really, dude? You're going to go skiing on Saturday and Sunday, and all your mom wants for Christmas is to go snowshoeing with you, and you're going to, no. So we're good. He saved it. I bring all that up because favorite Christmas tradition. And this is even when, we're baking cookies, and I'm saying, what's my favorite Christmas tradition? Sam's like, oh, that's easy. Snowshoeing. Yeah. Ding-a-ling. He's saved. He can live another year. Yes, favorite tradition is going snowshoeing. All right, so we can drive about 15 minutes, and we are in the middle of the mountains, and it will be nice and quiet and beautiful, and I'm very excited. All right, last thing, cartoon, my favorite Christmas cartoon, and it's kind of it's really the cartoon movie, whereas Elf is the movie, but this is like a cartoon movie. It has Heat Miser in it. Do you guys remember Heat Miser? I'm Mr. Heat Miser. I'm Mr. Sun. That Heat Miser is from the movie Year Without a Santa Claus. Year Without a Santa Claus. That's my favorite cartoon movie. All right, there we go, friends. So good thing I didn't put washi down there, right? Good thing I did my list without washi. I kind of forgot about it because it would not have fit. I would have been in trouble. We would not have fit. So do I have, is there something? We kind of have this little space here, but it might be, okay, hang on. I'm using something from one of these on my next list. My last list. I don't know which one. So this little guy's off to the side, but I wonder, are there some little, like a little thing that might fit? Look it. It's perfect. It's perfect. Look at it. It's going to go right there. That little squirrel. Of course. He just is perfect there. That is from, he's so cute. That is from the Woodland Christmas. Those are the Woodland Christmas die cuts from Pretty Little Studio. Those aren't part of Comfort and Joy. Those are just, I thought they were the cutest things ever. So I just brought them in when I brought Comfort and Joy in. Because look at, there's like all these little cute little woodland, like woodland, right? Woodland Christmas, woodland creatures. He just has to move over a little bit. We might have to. Oh, I know what we can do. Well, yeah. Actually, what I'm going to do, I just moved him because he was not working. He was getting in the way of the A. Luckily, I have room over here to just write a little A there. Now, his little tail here, I think his little tail, actually, I might, nope, he's not going to slide anymore. So, well, I'm going to do one of two things here. I'm going to cut his tail off. Don't be sad. I'm going to cut his tail off. Oh, yeah. So I cut his tail off, and I was thinking I would either leave it cut off, or there's this little piece here that I would then adhere to the other side of the page, but I don't think I need to. We'll just leave his little tail right like that. All right, so there we go, friends. Those are my favorite things, my favorite Christmas things. Okay, our last list for today is one more Christmas list. And I know I originally said at the start of the holiday season that when it came to our listing, I would always try to do one list that wasn't Christmas related. This is going to be Christmas related, but only in that it's the product that I'm using that is Christmas related. Otherwise, it doesn't have to be at all. Because this is a to-do list. All right, this is a to-do list. This is another one of those time capsule lists, okay? When I say a time capsule list, this is very specific to a, given point in time. So the things that are on my to-do list right now would be really fun to look back on, maybe 10 years from now. Or I wish that the things I had on my to-do list back when I was in college, I wish I had those to-do lists, because how fun would those be to see? How fun would those be to see? Those lists, right? Because times change. So to-do lists, shopping lists, things like that really tell a story. So that's what this one is. This is to-do list. Now, some of you may have seen a to-do list of mine that I did earlier this month, that I did in December. I'll pull it out real quick, but it is one I did in my December daily. One that I did in my December daily. So it is right here. So it's just a little to-do list that I did about different things that I needed to do. And so I thought it would also be fun to do a similar one, but in my listing notebook. So it'll have different things on it. Some things will be the same, some things will be different, but that's my plan. So what I thought I would do, I do need a piece of pattern paper, I think, just because it would just be kind of plain. So let's grab a piece. This will be a single list. Okay, this will be a single page list, which I don't do those a ton anymore. Sometimes I do, it just depends. All right, Vicki, where are you? I just don't have this labeled. Oh, here we go. Okay. So, any piece of pattern paper will do, right? Really any piece of pattern paper. These are from Vicky's Evergreen Kisses, or no, Peppermint Kisses. I keep wanting to call it Evergreen Kisses. Peppermint Kisses collection. All right, so what I knew I wanted to do, I know I want to use one of these little guys, and it may be that guy, or it could be one of these cute little deer. So some of them are from Woodland Christmas. Actually, none of them are from Woodland Christmas. That little squirrel I just did in the last list is from Woodland Christmas. But let's see here. All of these little deer are from Prancer. So Prancer vintage die cuts. I thought that it might be fun. Maybe we'll do, hang on, let's see. I have that, or I have little deer. Oh, and the squirrel. The little deer and the squirrel come from the Hustle and Bustle brackets. So Hustle and Bustle brackets. And that guy is also from the Hustle and Bustle brackets. But let's look in here. I just feel like a little deer could be cute, right? Don't you think a little deer could be cute in there? There's no short, oh my gosh, look at that one with the little elves. But I think I would like to pick out which one I want to use before I pick out, before I pick out the paper, right? I think I feel it, I think it's that one. I think that one is so cute. So that one is from Prancer Reindeer. There's tons of little reindeer in there. Cute, cute, cute. So what if we did, should we do that? Would that be kind of fun? I feel like that would be cute together. I like that. Okay. So let's do that. Now this one should not take long. Famous last words, right? I mean, I know I say that a lot. Now I had a thought. Hold please while I get oh yeah, here we go. So there are so many products in the Comfort and Joy collection that they won't fit in one of my little big containers that I use, but so they're just in a bag. But what I'm thinking would be fun, there is a these scalloped border strips could be fun in here. So let's look. Let's see, there's a sticker version, but I think those will be, yeah, those are way too narrow. So I need the die cut versions, which would be where? No, okay, hold on. I'm gonna find them. They should be very easy to find here very quickly because everything is organized in here in their own little compartments. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. All right, let's see. No, that's not it. That's not the full pack. There's a whole, oh, here we go. There we are. I knew it. Okay, so I think what I will end up doing to bring in a little bit more color in that, what if these are the scallop borders. That makes sense. Okay, I'd like to get red. So there's a couple different options that I could do with red. I could do that, or I could do that. Okay, I think that little guy is so cute. Oh, but I might want to leave these out because I might want to do a double layer. All right, here we go. I need my white cardstock again. Oh yeah, we're back talking about the squirrel's tail. Yeah, you won't even notice that's gone because its little bushy tail just, disappears. All right, this one we need to be 4 3/4 wide. And this guy will be, we'll just eyeball it. How about that? And then I'll tell you what it is when I eyeball it. This one is, oh, I had the best breakfast when we went out this morning. I had avocado toast with a medium egg on top. And they drizzled it. It had like microgreens on it. And then they drizzled it with balsamic glaze. Oh my goodness, it was so good. And the best part of it was giant. It was like 2 slices of bread. And so then I brought half of it home, which means if I want to have avocado toast for lunch, I can totally have avocado toast for lunch. I'm in the mode right now. I'm like, okay, it's almost Christmas. So on December 27th, I will start being really good and healthy. But I have to say December 27th because I have to have the day after Christmas sandwich, right? I said that's one of my favorite Christmas foods is the day after. There's a little scalp. Oh, it is cute. I don't know. I think we might just want to have it big like that. And then his little legs just kind of disappear into there. Or that one. Oh, I don't know. They're both cute. I don't know. I think I like this one better. I like it better. All right. All right. That avocado toast, it is amazing. Yes, it was so good. All right. I won't take more time by outlining, or no, I will outline because, you know, that always has to happen. I won't take more time by inking the edges. All right, see, fast, no slow down. And guess what? I think Louisa, you're the one that asked about that earlier. Look it, here it goes, but that's okay because it's just kind of part of what it looks like. But if I flip it around, maybe that little part down there is not so noticeable because that's where our little deer is hanging out, right? Like that. Okay. There we go. And then there's our little cuter than cute little reindeer. And then I think I'm just gonna put that little guy right there along the bottom. So we better put reindeer first. Oh, my mom was telling me about a book and I ordered it. We were at her house for dinner last Sunday and she was telling me about a book. I think it's by the same author, Frank Oz. Frank Oz? Is it Frank Oz that wrote The Wizard of Oz? Is his name not Oz? Anyhow, the man that wrote The Wizard of Oz, I'm pretty sure. I'll post about it in the Facebook group just in case I'm off there. But he wrote a story, a book about Christmas. And I don't know, I think it's nonfiction. I don't know. But he writes about all of the stories behind Christmas, like reindeer. Frank Baum, there we go. Frank Baum, L. Frank Baum, that wrote The Wizard of Oz. Does anyone know the book I'm talking about? If you do, if you want to pop it in the chat. Where he explains some of the names and traditions, I guess, behind Christmas. Well, reindeer, my mom told me the story about the reindeer. I think she said she was listening to a podcast, maybe. That the story behind a reindeer is that originally when Santa, well, obviously this is not nonfiction. Originally, Santa, with his sleigh, originally I guess there were only a few deer. And when there became more deer and the sleigh became heavier and there were so many places to fly that there needed to be more deer. And so guess what you needed when you had more deer? You needed to have reins for the deer. Reindeer. Okay? So I don't know where that story came from. I guess it was, I don't know if it's his story or if he's retelling the story, but I thought that was kind of cool. And I thought that sounds like such a cool thing, such a neat book. So I bought it and I'm going to read it. And then I thought, oh my gosh, that would have been really fun when our kids were kids to kind of read about those things. But I thought, well, if I ever have grandkids, maybe that would be a fun thing that I would have and, read with them or whatever. Yes, Lisa J, thank you. The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, the best of the classics. Yes. Mitzi, did we eat at Porcupine? No, down the street, a place called Rooted. Well, it's kind of down the street, very close, but it's a place called Rooted, ROOT''D on Bengal Boulevard. You probably know where that is. All right, So, oh yes, my to-do list. I was thinking about title for a minute there, but I don't need to think about title because I'm going to use the List Builder to-do stamp set for my to-do list, okay? So here is to-do, and here is list. On this stamp set, you also have checklist, shopping, grocery, packing, bucket, projects, honeydew, don't forget, things to do, get it done. So lots of other things that you could, kind of do for a to-do list. To-do list. Do I want it like that? Or do I want it like this? To-do list. Maybe we'll just do, I don't know, to-do list. I feel like these little guys are just calling me. I feel like they're just calling, those little bells are just calling out, like, do something with us. Maybe like that. That'd be kind of cute, wouldn't it? All right. So if I'm going to do that, then I think I am going to have that, although that's not going to work. I know I'm not going to like that. What if we go more like this, to-do list, like this, and there's our little thing, to-do list. I think I feel better with that. Here's my deal with this. This is wide and this goes really skinny, and then I've got kind of weird things going on over here. It just, to me, would seem really off balance. So if we put this here, maybe like this, like that, I think we can make that work. We'll make it work. All right, and then in that case, I am going to, I think we can find this color. Remember we were looking for green and there were so many blues, so many greens that had too much blue in them that we thought they really wouldn't work. Well, I think Rustic Wilderness, that's the one I've been using all year. Pine needles, ooh, pine needles would be cute. Let's do pine needles. Let's do pine needles. All right. Scrapbook Sister, Frank Oz is from the Muppets. Oh no, Layle, Frank Oz is from the Muppets. Frank Baum, I believe, wrote The Wizard of Oz. You can see how that would happen, Scrapbook Sister. Frank Oz, Frank Baum, the Muppets, Wizard of Oz, yes. Sometimes there is my madness makes a little bit of sense sometimes. I won't say all the time, but sometimes it does. Right, we need these. That's what I was looking for. Okay, we need our little, one of our little round acrylic stamping blocks. They are perfect for kind of this size thing. Although maybe, would this look weirder over here? Weirder. All right, I am actually going to put this over here. No, I can't do that. It's going to go back over here. And then all my little things will be here too. Let's just get to-do list stamped and then we'll go from there. But we need a little one like this. Will that fit? All right, now let's make sure we like the color. Okay, let's check that first. Well, we'll just use this for now. That seems really juicy. Oh, look it's perfect. I love it. That's pine needles. That is a good match. I like it a lot. All right, so I guess I'd really better figure out where these need to go before. I probably better put those down. So if that's gonna go there, I'd kind of like these to maybe bleed a little bit off. Let's just put these guys down now. Little off to the side like that. Then we know how much room that we have here. My little Christmas, well, it's not all Christmas for certain. It's just things I need to really get done in a hurry between now and the end of the year, really. Well, not everything, but it's a start. It's a start. All right, here we go. Here it comes to do. To do. Like ta-da, but to do. Okay, and then we will do our list. Well, we've got a stamp list, and then we'll do our list. That is a nice and juicy one. Okay, well, I won't make it that close, right? We'll separate a little bit, but to do list. Okay, there we go. To-do list. Hi, Julie's flat. Yeah, Teresa, I think pine needles looks really nice with that. That's a good one. Carmen, I'm back. You didn't know I left, but I thought I'd tell you I'm back. Well, welcome back, Carmen. I know I always joke with you guys. Sometimes you'll come in and be like, oh, I'm sorry I'm late, or hey, I have to leave early. And I'll be like, hey, listen, open house. This is like an open house, right? It runs from 9 a.m. to 12, 1, whatever it is, right? But I'm here, but come and go, right? Come and go, or watch later. Lots of you watch later, which I totally get, because Saturday is sometimes not the most optimal time, right? Not the most optimal time. All right, I think I need a little underliner here again, just to visually separate. Okay, now I am ready for some more stamping. Did I get the list put away? I did. All right, move those out of the way. Now I am going to use the holiday mini icons for the little things on my to-do list, okay? So that's that holiday mini icon stamp set. That is what I used here in my December daily. All those cute little icons. And then I also used the definition. The definition, so there's always a definition stamp on the mini icon stamp sets. The definition says for Christmas, the only time of year in which one can sit in front of a dead tree and eat candy out of socks, right? So true, so true. All right, so we're going to use pine needles on this, and we will just start picking up stamp. So this is the little Christmas tree. I am just going to, I'll have this kind of handy right here so I can just easily, well, there we go. Okay, Christmas tree. Look at the detail. Look at how nice and nice that is. Nice and nice. All right, on my to-do list. Let me see where we are. Get the basement party ready. That was a huge undertaking. That is where all of the product is. That's where all the shipping happens. That's where all the kitting happens. Lily and I spent all week because everything had to be out of that room. Well, not everything, but pretty much everything. Because that's, with that many people, we have three or four, depends, like 8-foot round tables that will go down there. Well, and it's all it's all carpet. It's, finished. It's part of our house, but you might think that's kind of odd that we'd be having a party there. It's not like a creepy basement that has, dirt floors and things. But yes, that. So I started really my to-do list on Thursday. So some of these things are already done. So that is ready. What's next? How about if we do a present next? Well, present will work because present, I need to finish wrapping presents and get the stockings ready. Remember, in our house, I made an agreement with Santa when the boys were little, that in our house, I do the stockings. So changes house by house. the parents meet with Santa early on and make that decision for the family. So that's what our family does. Mom gets the stockings ready, so I need to do that. And actually, I already got the stockings ready for Jack and his girlfriend Kat because I had to mail those off last week. So, ooh. So theirs are they already got theirs. But the three of us, well, not actually the three of us, two of us, because Nick does my stocking. All right, next up, let me look at this. We've got that one done. I'm gonna just loop in a couple of present wrapping things together. Another one is I needed to get cards ready for the woman who helps out with some cleaning for me, and then our UPS man and the mailman. So we'll do cards for Sandra, Jeff, and Scott. And Scott is our mailman, and he is the bomb. He is amazing. He's so good to me. And he's retiring in a year, which, oh, that makes me very sad. I mean, good for him, but oh my goodness. When he is not working, he's worked with the Postal Service for like ever. And so he has a lot of vacation. So when he is not working, things don't go so well in terms of all of your orders getting picked up. So I got to figure out what's going to happen there. We got that done. Oh, yes. Oh, this is a really good one. This is a little announcement. Prepare for Denise to start on January 2nd. On one of the things that we did, I don't remember if it's when we listed last or when it was, if it was on a What's New Wednesday or what, but I had mentioned, oh, it was last Saturday because I remember I interviewed her last Friday and I said, please put up a good thought, friends, when we were listing. I said, because I offered someone a job and I really need her to accept it. And she did. So Denise will be starting on January 2nd with the goal, maybe in a month or two, I don't know how long it will take, that I can completely remove myself from picking your orders and packing your orders and shipping your orders. So between Lily, who's worked for me for a while, and Denise, they will be able to do all of that together, which will be amazing because that will free me up to focus on things that only I can do, right? So yes, I've got lots to do to prepare for her, but oh, I'm so excited about that. That was like, oh, that was so good. That was something I know I've needed to do for a really long time. And all of a sudden it just all came together, and yes, so very excited about that. Okay, cute little wreath up next. What is next on there? We've got prep for Denise. Did I get stockings? Oh yeah, stockings. Okay. Carolyn's 80th birthday present. Carolyn is my mother-in-law. She has 4 kids, so Nick is one of the 4 kids, her husband, grandkids, and my mom. We have all worked on a present for her that we will share with her when everyone is together on Christmas night. So I have kind of taken the reins on that, taken the reins, and am kind of putting it all together. Everyone gave me what I needed, and then I'm putting it all together. So I still have some more work to do on that. That's a big one, but I think it's going to be really neat. All right, this is cute little holly. Oh no, mistletoe. Look at the cute little mistletoes, right? Thank you, Scrapbook Sister. Congrats, Layle, on the growth of your business. Thank you very much. Yes, it's been it's been good, but it's a lot. It is a lot. I need a life. I have no life right now because I work all the time. So it'll be very good. Oh, Carol. Carol said, I mailed my son his stocking. I made this for his first year. It was a bit tough. Oh, Carol, it's hard, right? Isn't it? It is really hard when they are gone. But I'm sure he will appreciate that so much. He moved to South Dakota. Right. And I'm sure he'll miss you. It'll be hard for him, right? But I'm sure he'll appreciate that, the little bits of home that we can share when our family moves away or friends move away. I think it makes it just, makes life so much easier for them. But it's hard, and I know it's super hard. Let's see. We got that one. I am needing to finish my December daily. I have the 21st through the 25th left. Obviously, some of those days haven't happened yet. Okay, what else do we want to use? I want to use this little reindeer. The little reindeer with a scarf around his neck. Oh, yes, it's so cute. Okay, little reindeer. There we go. Little reindeer. I need to wrap up part 3 of the document your travels e-course. Still some work to do to finish that guy. I think we'll just do one more. We'll just do one more little icon down there, I think. Because this one hit me like a ton of bricks this morning. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have forgotten to do this. This has nothing to do with Christmas. And there's some of you guys are like, oh, finally, hello, we've been waiting. There's probably a lot of things that you're thinking that could be, but that is the, I need to send out the email, like as soon as we're done, I need to eat and then send this out. I need to send out the email for the January Traveler's Notebook setup. Class. All right, so there. Not necessarily a Christmas to-do list, right? But it is a to-do list. Now, I have an issue that I didn't really think about that I was going to have. So I got to deal with it because this will really bother me. This will really bother me. This is the issue. See right up here how there's all of this white space? I started a little bit too low. So to me, that just looks really odd. It's like, what's that white space, Layle? Why do you have all that white space there? Especially since I go so far down here, I need to do something up there. So what do you think I'm going to do? What do you think will happen? I think a word strip's going to happen because that's always what I do. If there is a blank space, it looks like something's missing, the answer is always a word strip, or so I say. Now, yeah. Because that's not just a Christmas to-do list. So let's just look at a couple things here. I have these. These are the Ellie Studio Christmas labels. Oh, look at that. Favorite tradition. That would have totally worked there, right? Red cup doesn't really work. Santa, Mary, Wonder, peppermint, holiday errands, family time, tradition, around town. Yeah, I don't know. None of those really work. So let's go back to something that's maybe not Christmas. Let's go to the small talk word strips. These will be a little bit more generic. These are my go-to. We have regular and we have snarky. I don't know. Would there be something snarky? I think I'd like to add a black there. I don't know. Black might be way too heavy. Maybe we need white. Let's see if there's something here. Wait, what did that say? Huh. What about this one? Now it's really wide. I don't know if I can make this work, but I was going to do something today, but haven't finished doing nothing from yesterday. That is kind of funny, but it doesn't really work because it's way too wide and there's not really an easy way for me to cut that. I mean, it could have worked down here If I had left room, it would have worked, maybe, but yeah, it's too wide. And there's not an easy way to separate that, so that will have to be used for another to-do list one day, because that is kind of a good one. Let's see. I am fabulous. That could work. No one cares. I don't know. These might be a little bit too snarky for my to-do list. It might be like pushing it a little much. She was tempted to cause a scene. Well, that would work there. I do this thing called what I want. Well, that's a to-do list. All right, let's look over here. Let's look at the regular small talk. Clearly, these are well loved and used because there aren't too many left on this sheet. Adventure awaits you. Well, that could work for a to-do list, right? Maybe that one we'll use. The impossible is often the end. Hold tight and pretend it's a plan. Hey, how about that one? That kind of works, doesn't it? Hold tight and pretend it's a plan. I think we might. All right, so I don't want to necessarily put it right there. I feel like I need to put it off to the side a little bit, kind of off like this. So if I put it off to the side, I've created a little hole right there. I need to stamp or I need to put something right there. And I think what might work, what about a little star? We have those golds. Oh yes, I think this might work well. Okay, back to our gold matte stickers that I was going to use on the first list, but I didn't. So look at this little gold star. Gold star, what if we do this? Oh yes, okay, look it. Perfect. Hold tight and pretend it's a plan. And then that little guy just kind of wrapped it all in together. Now, I do have now this little trapped white space here. That's the only issue. See that? Trapped white space. It might need another star. Let's see if we put another star there. Oh yes, look it. We'll put another star there. There we go. Now it kind of, I mean, to me, it totally looks like an afterthought. All of that looks like an afterthought because I left too much room, but I'm okay with that. I think that's okay. The only other thing that I might do, we'll see if we like it. Hang on. One other option sometimes would be to, well, here's the thing. Sometimes I will take a word strip sticker and I will cut it into two so that part of it would be on one line and part would be on another line. I could do that with this. However, I feel like I would have to cut it right after the comma because it would be weird to say hold tight, comma, and then go to the next line. That would be odd. Otherwise, the hold tight would look too weird because it'd be just a little tiny bit and all that would be on the next one. So I'm just going to go back and we'll leave that there. Hold tight and pretend it's a plan. The only other thing that I will do, I'm big into kind of threes and odds. So I've got star there, star there. I feel like I might need to put like a little star maybe right down there just to kind of do my little visual triangle. So if I take maybe this little guy, and what if it just kind of goes right about there? Right? Star, star, star. And then I feel like that just kind of helps to pull it together a little bit more. Now this doesn't look so, oh, I put this here because I had to put this here because this was here, there was too much there. And oh, then it was weird because I made a space here, so I had to put this here. But hey, if I put that there, maybe it all kind of looks like it was supposed to be that way. I don't know. It's just a list, so we can't get too caught up in all of those things, right? We can't get too caught up. So we'll just put that little guy right down there. And I think, I don't know. I mean, I write a lot of to-do lists. Don't kid yourself. Pretty much everything I do, pretty much my life runs around to-do lists. But it's not often that I actually document them and make them look pretty. But I think it's a kind of fun thing to do because your to-do list tells a story, right? This type of list tells a story, just like a shopping list tells a story. So every once in a while, maybe just take your to-do list and do something like this. Just write it down in a place that you could preserve it, right? Because this is preserved. Because it does, totally tells a story. Like one day I'll be like, oh my gosh, I remember back when I didn't have Denise. I could be like, Denise has worked for me for 42 years now. I mean, not really, but This tells a story, just like a lot of the things that we do. Our lists tell a story, and that's why I like to list so much, because they're just little mini stories. Okay, friends, I am going to turn off the studio lights, and I will rotate the camera, and then we will say our goodbyes for now. But it will be like the Sound of Music, right? When they sing before they go to bed, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night, but it's not really forever, it's just good night, right? Just good night. V Mondays, Song is Silent Night, that's your favorite. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, I am going to rotate the camera, friends. Whoopsie, we had a little bubble there. Little bubble. A little crooked. I mean, you know, when I say crooked, I'm not crooked, just I look like it's crooked. All right, friends, thank you. That was fun. That was fun. It's been a really fun day for me. Starting out with that blessing breakfast that we did and giving our server, I don't know, I think he ended up with maybe $600 or $700 just from our little thing that we did as a neighborhood. That's just always so fun to see someone that you don't know at all, and just to be able to not change their life, but maybe change their day, make them happy for the day. So that was so much fun. And then spending time with you guys. I always love listing. I always love it when we're together listing, but there's always something special about this time of year when we're doing like Christmas lists and holiday lists. It's fun. I love it. I love it. I like it when we're together, and I like that you guys give me a place where I can do this. So thank you. It's Saturday before Christmas. Some of you are like, oh my gosh, there's so much to do. I need it to last another week. And some of you are like, you know what? Just please get over already. Please, please, please get over already. I know that the holidays are not everyone's favorite. And I know for some of you, it's a really, really hard time. You may have lost family members. You may have lost friends. You may be struggling with work or health or a number of things. So if you are in that camp, just know that we love you, and are just thinking about you, and it's almost over. It's almost over. So New Year is almost here, and then it's a nice fresh start. And when it comes to what we do here on Saturdays, it's always fun when it comes to that time, because we're looking forward. We do a little bit of looking back on the year. So next week we will do a little bit of looking back, things that you want to remember about the year, things you want to forget about the year. That's always a fun one. And then we'll do some looking forward, things you're looking forward to in the next year, things you want to focus on in the next year. But we'll have a lot of fun as we start to look at the new year. So if you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays. We will be together next Saturday as of now. Always things subject to change. So if that happens to change, I will make sure to let you know well in advance, a couple days in advance, if for some reason that's a change. But if I don't see you next Saturday, then I hope to see you sometime in the new year. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And everybody take care. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye. Bye.